looks like we got a new friend! You're just in time. Quick, get behind your bench.
Good. Here's your lesson plan. Good.
Starting the stream off with a bang, welcome Ed, who is playing with us today, and also coming in here and dropping subs all over the place behind the scenes. Ed promises that he did that by accident, though I'm questioning that.
Never.
Verus, It's Alexandrian, Triple Blaze, Mortal, Demon Tooth, Improv GM, 20 sides to every story, Sheepy, Agofa and Jelliot, you each have a advantage to gift to a player of your choice. Let us know who. Sheepy, you can let us know when we come around to you. Before we go round and say hello to everyone, please check out the opening links, which are being spammed at you now by our bot in a wall of links, including Discord, Twitter, YouTube, all the places you can find us socially, Patreon, and merch, where you can go to support us other ways. We also have sponsor information. Big thank you to Mage Hand Press and Bird in the Storm Publishing, who make this all possible. And we've got a whole bunch of websites where you can get 10 to 15% discount on all of your tabletop goods. Dice bags and trays, maps and cartography, and also expansions and modules and things that you can find in the Mage Hand Press store even. And also, please go and retweet the tweet, because retweeting the tweet really helps us out and gets it out there to everyone. let's go around and say hello to everyone. Why don't we start with Sheepy? Oh, hi, Sheepy.
Hello, I am Sheepdog. I'm here to make things seem better than they are. and you know what? Make your failures seem cool.
What a fight.
Trust.
I can show
That's
you how
true.
to be a sheep.
That's true.
I
Yeah.
like that.
And where would you like your very recently gifted advantage to go, Sheepy?
You know what? Let's give it to Selena. I think she deserves it.
Looks
Yeah,
like
there
we
you
got a
go.
new friend.
Perfect. Well, talking of Selena, oh hi, Angeli, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm alive. I'm awake. Hello, everybody. It's me, Angeli, playing Selena. It's all gonna go terribly wrong. I can already feel it. Poor Selena is just in here on her own, not knowing what's going on. It's gonna be great. Jim, don't fuck this up.
I'm sure this will be fine. I'm sure everything will be fine. It's fine. I've said that 3 times now. Anything you say 3 times has got to be true, right? Next around, we welcome back to the channel Edmund Silveroak. Oh, hi, Ed.
Hello, I am back for the second time with Core, actually. Last time we did poorly, I would say. The plan went backfired like no one's business, I would say.
That was the prison episode, right?
Yeah.
Where you guys kept going back to prison,
Exactly.
and Jim was like, "Oh, look at my cult symbol," and the guard was like, "I don't know what that is."
Yeah.
And then a cultist came to save him and was like, "Hey, I'm a cultist," and Jim was like, "Hey, I'm an inquisitor."
Exactly.
Yes.
Uh,
I almost forgot, Ed, that you were the start of the handcuff issues.
Yeah.
I did nothing. I blame you altogether.
Last but most certainly not least, we welcome back Todd at Crusade Warlords. Oh, hi.
Hey, how are you? I'm so excited to be back. I don't know how Valentine's going to feel about being back. Hearing there's been some less than above bar things in the name of the Emperor, but we'll see how this goes. This is going to be great. And again, thanks for having me. I love this game and love playing with you all.
Indeed. Glad to have all of you. Yeah, I played Jim. Best not to question Jim's choices and actions of us far too closely, honestly. I believe so far I have maintained the ruse in front of Selena that I am not a heretic.
Mm-hmm.
So far.
Do you want to say that 3 times?
Possibly 4 or 5 times, but you know, started testing the water a little and it didn't sound great.
It's 3 times or 7 times. Anything else is heretics.
The only way to find out is for me to shoot you with your gun.
Well, yeah. Hey, maybe
You
we
get
could work
shot.
something out.
I think the funniest thing is Jim has about 60 guns like strapped to him, and he hasn't given Selena one of them.
He gave me back my las pistol.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a nice gesture.
I gave back the I gave
He
back
has
the
9 guns.
I gave back the nice gun. Yeah. So
How
I've
do
got-
you walk with them all on? I don't understand. How you walk without shooting yourself in the legs?
Well, I've got that kind of cowboy walk anyway, you know, so I just walk a little bow-legged, so...
He's got that needing the bathroom walk going like down to it. Also, it's nice to have Valentine back because I believe Valentine's appearance and starring role in episode number 2 was the last time the team had an actual plan. So
And looked cool.
Man, it worked.
yeah.
You have plans. Not been good.
I
So-
feel like we need to up our game a little bit to impress Valentine coming back, because
Yeah.
it's all gone downhill since then.
I
It's
was
like-
started the downhill then.
It's like Selena's in the corner trying not to think about the dancing painting. Jim's like racked with guilt over betrayal and not even odd, like worrying choices. It's gonna be hard to be like, hey, Valentine, it's good to have you back on the team.
Yeah,
It's
everything
gonna go well.
awesome.
Sure. So
It's
Sheepy.
great. It's gonna be so much fun. Nothing bad is going to happen at all.
I dropped my ring. This is a bad sign.
Should we have a little recap?
Um.
I'm not sure how much to recap because there are some things that I don't know if we want to keep them secret or.
You don't
Not-
read any gym secrets.
Okay.
Not to like put you on the spot or anything, Angeli, but I would love to hear a recap from Selena's point of view, if that's cool, because.
Sure.
Dear diary, what the hell has happened? It all started when I went on a solo mission to look out for a warehouse. I left the group for a mere 4 hours. When I came back, the whole town was on fire. Literally, because let's face it, that's what Jim does. So, we met some new people. I fell out of a window. They fell on top of me. I tried to escape some very bad things, which I'm 100% sure were brought into this world because of something Jim said or did. Lost sight of Jim. Got saved by the big super space marines. That was really scary. Then I got taken away for questioning. Didn't see Jim for a little while. He's acting a bit odd now, but maybe it's just because he's, a bit traumatized. He doesn't want to speak about what happened either, which is odd because me and Jim normally talk to each other about everything. So it's a little strange. But I'm sure he'll come round and tell me in his own time because we're partners and we've got each other's backs and he has to remember that. I don't know what happened to some of the other people that have tried to help us. I'm guessing nothing good, but I'm hoping something good, but I doubt it. Our last mission is a bit of a blur, really. Jim came back, bit odd. I think we tried to. Oh, yeah, there was some stuff with a dancing naked man. Didn't realise he was naked at the time.
On a picture, yeah.
Yeah.
Which you cut out.
Which I cut out merely for funsies. I thought it would be a laugh. But then it started talking to me, and I thought, oh, that's a bit weird. I gave it to someone else. She seems stronger and more, less likely to be tainted by its weirdness. So I think I did a good thing there. Definitely nothing bad is going to happen from doing that. Excellent. Also, I've heard rumours about these weird serial killing murderers called the Sparrows. That's probably not anything to do with that, and it should be fine. As you can see, Diary, it's been a weird couple of days. Hopefully, it'll get better from now on. Good night.
That does basically sum up what happened last episode, aside from one of my favourite parts, which was the pockets.
Oh yeah, pockets. But I didn't see that because, Selena was up.
Oh yeah, no, Selena, everyone took advantage of the pocket diversion and didn't slip past the guards. However, we did finish with the extra team, the partners wandering off with a heretical painting that had been cut out of a larger heretical painting, which totally didn't corrupt them and turn them into assassins who are hunting down members of the cult on the planet for a different cult. It's fine. And I believe you both wanted to go back to an Inquisitor and be like, help!
Yeah.
I think that would be the topic of conversation as we're having breakfast or whatever in the morning.
Yeah. There's just all you hear for like 10 minutes is like the clattering of knives and forks on like ceramics, as it were, as you're eating in silence, and then
it gets super awkward.
Yeah.
So Selena, I've been thinking.
Did that hurt?
Yeah. This planet's broken. We broke it.
Let's not say that too loud.
Okay. Alright, well, I mean, I think it was gonna break anyway. We couldn't prevent it from breaking.
That's true. It just, yeah, it was definitely the planet's fault and not our fault.
I mean, it was just a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't know that those weird devil dog things were going to turn up when we turned up. That was a weird coincidence, and I think we need to get off this planet so that people don't start pointing the finger at us and assuming that every planet we go to, there's also trouble. We don't want that association.
Yeah, I mean, we could even go back to that other planet, because, we did really well on that planet. You remember we had really good reports, and sure, there was the handcuff incident.
Sure, we had to leave because we got bad stuff happen there as well. I think that we did. I think we were forced to leave.
We did kind of rumble.
We blew up a warehouse, Jim.
Yeah, but that's normal. It was the.
That was our subtle plan. Remember, we were going to be sneaky.
I mean, it was quite subtle. We didn't blow up the planet.
That's true. I mean, and this planet, that definitely could have been the outcome.
I still think it's a good option, to be honest. But I think we should maybe head back to one of the Inquisitors for rebrief.
Yeah.
Direction.
I think we may have lost our way a bit.
Yeah. But the question is, do we go back to Inquisitor Vindictus or Inquisitor Musculius?
I think it's probably the wisest thing that we go back to Vindictus. Musculius clouds my mind. I can't think straight. And at the moment, I need some clear thinking.
Are you okay, Selena?
Yes, I'm fine. It's, just... Vindictus he wears more clothes. I'm assuming.
He does wear more clothes.
He does wear more clothes.
Okay, good. Otherwise, like, all Inquisitors wear no clothes. I don't know, that's the universe. But, and
At the same time, it could be interesting to see Musculius when he's not undercover. Maybe he'll be wearing a full robe and...
He's not. I've seen him not undercover. I've spoke to him. He's still wearing very little. Clangs when he walks.
Do you know, how do we know that guy's not a heretic? How do you know he's not pulled a big old wool over our eyes? Maybe we should go back to Vindictus and double check to see whether Musculius is a heretic.
Well, it's true. He was pretty deep undercover. And if you get too close to the heresy, you can sometimes forget where the line is and accidentally cross it. And if he has crossed it, then we can pull him back over the line.
Right? Yeah, that's our
That's
best.
the thing people can do.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Provided he hasn't made any terrible decisions.
Right? Yeah. So I mean, I'm sure Musculius wouldn't consciously make any terrible decisions, which could.
He does seem like a smart person.
Despite his choice of clothing.
Yeah, I mean, fashion sense doesn't mean intelligence.
Yeah, let's go back to Vindictus.
Good plan.
Okay. You requisition a shuttle. You make some contacts you have on the planet who are still, to your knowledge, reliable. They get you a shuttle up to the Inquisitor's ship. It takes probably about a week, all told. As you're waiting for the shuttle to turn up, you do hear rumors of two individuals called the Sparrows. Assassins, possible serial killers, you're not really sure. They appear to be operating under the hive, in the underhive, in the slums, basically. And you hear a couple of names sprayed about. There is one name that you will hear, which is Loney Feist. This is someone who is killed a couple of floors above where you were operating. She was an administrator for the governor of this planet. and she was here like overseeing a few renovations and some kind of internal restructuring. That may mean something to somebody. Would you like a refresher, Scrap?
Yep.
That was it. You remember that thing that turned up on your arm when it itched?
Oh, yeah.
It said Lonely Feist 2 floors up.
Lonely Feist. Oh, and they suddenly get murdered?
So.
If I need to deceive for my poker face, I will do so.
No. It's fine. It's one of those things where it's like, I'm gonna play it the same way that we play most of Jim's stuff, which is that he doesn't realize for a while, and by the time he's realized, it's less of a surprise, so he doesn't need to leave.
He'll just be sitting there and go,
Like on the shuttle on the way back to Vindictus, like, oh.
It's like you're on the shuttle and Jim's like, oh, I have to go to the toilet. He heard about Lonely Feist like 3 days ago. He's on the shuttle on the toilet. He's just like, Lonely Feist. I know that. But yeah, you guys get up to Inquisitor Vindictus's ship. It is a small frigate, I believe. It may be a light cruiser. It's been a while. Let me just double check. I think it's in my notes. Vindictus. Yes, it's a light cruiser, but it's like a stealth ship, so everything is geared towards staying under the radar, as it were. Like other ships don't pick it up and all this kind of thing. You get brought onto the ship, and I'm gonna say you are made to wait about a day. So you're left in your quarters. You're not restricted, but there are multiple places you are not allowed entry to. You're allowed in a small portion of the ship, which is not the case as it has been before.
oh.
Would you like to discuss anything before you go into your meeting with Inquisitor Vindictus?
Jim, why have we been evicted from all the cool places? I'm sad. Normally we get to go to like the cool lounge and they have really nice apples and sparkling water, but we're not allowed to go. I mean, I know that we've had some bad days, but I thought overall, we tick that Heretic's Dead box.
Yeah, we definitely tick the Heretic's Dead box regularly.
Do you think
Maybe the reports haven't been coming in as well as we thought.
Yeah. Do you think maybe that he's mad at us? Do you think we should have gone to Musculius? He wouldn't be mad at us.
Too late now. Let's just play it cautious. Let's play up the killing the heresy and play down the fuck-ups.
Game face on. I am full of...
If we can avoid mentioning the fact that a squadron of Grey Knights got killed on our watch, let's try and avoid that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they probably already know. That's sort of a big deal.
Yeah, but I mean, let's not
Okay.
let them
it wasn't on my watch.
specifically-
I'm just pointing that out. That was on you.
Well, I mean, we were escaping, and they gave themselves to... let's just not let them make the connection, That's what I'm saying, just... No connection between us and the Grey Knights. They died, it was a shame, but not related to us.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't related to me at all. I literally was not escaping from anything. I was somewhere else, Jim.
I mean, I did flee the field. I fled the field. Maybe I should have stayed and helped.
To be fair,
Definitely
were
should.
there when the Grey Knights landed, and
Yeah.
one of their number took you away.
Yeah.
Took you away. So
Yeah.
you were a little bit,
I mean, I was taken away and questioned, but
mm,
I didn't escape them. I answered their questions honestly, and they let me go.
Well, I didn't escape them as such. I was fleeing the ridiculous amounts of heresy. I mean, my gun can only shoot so much heresy in a day, you know, and their guns look like they could shoot a lot more heresy than mine. I mean...
Jim, you seem nervous.
I wouldn't say nervous, I'm just, cautious.
I'm going to carry on the same rule as before.
Yeah, I'd like to...
If you would like to figure out if someone is lying, just say, and you can roll scrutiny deceive.
I'm gonna scrutinize that one.
Well, I did up my fellowship a little bit.
Yep.
I actually still have some XP to spend as well, but...
That work.
Yeah, it's gone through.
Oh.
Okay, okay.
Failed by a degree of success. A degree of failure.
Oh, dang.
Deceive. But you're a psyker, so you automatically ignore my stuff.
10.
Yep. And you get a -10.
You get a -10 to deceive.
I get a -10. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
Don't lie to your friends.
I don't lie to my friends ever.
No. He got a critical success.
Oh, dang.
So, and you failed a little bit. So
Yeah.
he seems like entirely sincere in everything he's saying. You believe him.
Has anyone else noticed the way that since Jim turned towards Heresy, all of my dice rolls have started being really good?
Yeah, no, it's Tzeentch is good, man. Tzeentch is good.
Okay. Well, you seem nervous, so just snap out of it, okay? We've got a best game face on.
Yeah.
I need confident Jim, not weird, scaredy cat runs away from Heresy Jim.
I've never run away from Heresy before. It's honestly quite shocking.
It really is.
We need you at your best, not at your Jim.
Yeah. At your Jim best, not your Jim shit. Let's go. Okay. Game face on.
I'm ready.
You're going to see Inquisitor Vindictus?
Yes.
Okay. You walk to the doors. They're guarded by two they look arbite. They've got the full plate, arbite flak armor on. And they say, you're not allowed through here.
But we're here to see Invictus.
You'll be called when it's time for you to see Inquisitor Vindictus.
Oh.
Why are we left waiting?
Because you are told to wait.
But we've been waiting a day. We never have to wait this long. And the where you've got us waiting is rubbish. There's no sparkling water or nice apples.
Well, we all follow orders, don't we?
Do we?
I do. Do you?
I'm pretty sure the reason that we don't get sparkling water apples is because we forget to sometimes. Can you please tell him we are waiting? We have important things to be saying.
Okay. Roll me.
Scrat's grimacing. Jim has poker face on.
Mm-hmm. Selena, what are you trying to do here? Are you trying to intimidate? Command?
Well, I just want him to not be a douche. I don't know what. If there's like
I'd love to give you charm, but you weren't trying to be charming.
Maybe I'd. Oh, I haven't got anything in intimidate. I'll try it anyway. Yeah, I'm trying to intimidate, but I'm not an intimidating person.
All
I'm
right.
like 4 foot tall.
Because you're kind of higher ranked than him, take a +10. But
It's really hard to be intimidating when you're like 4 foot nothing.
well, I can't blame you for trying, and I won't say that the charm route hasn't worked on me before, but not this time.
I wasn't trying to be charming. You know if I was trying to be charming. Everyone knows when I'm trying to be charming. It always works.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Does.
Can I at least go into the room where the nice sparkling water is?
Sorry, that's through these doors.
Oh, goddamn.
And then the doors open, and like a busy looking clerk comes through, and they're like, Jim Best, Selena, to see the Inquisitor.
Oh, that's us.
Excellent.
As you were, troopers. Come with me.
I pushed past the trooper just a little bit too hard.
Selena has a really bad record with guards, and just
Like them.
tried
Yeah.
to work their way around them.
No.
None of them are susceptible to your charm. It's bizarre.
It's like they go through like training for it or something. Weird.
It's they're all of their trading dummies that they like trained on to resist like interrogation and
I just
they
recorded.
all had like leather cat suits and whips and everything. It just happened. Unfortunate twist of fate.
Yeah.
You are brought. Yeah. You are brought in to a kind of captain's quarters almost. There is Inquisitor Vindictus sitting at the head of a table with two figures sitting on either sides of him. You are ushered into the room. They appear to be like going over a map on the table. It's kind of like a data slate map of the system, and you're left there. And Inquisitor Vindictus doesn't look up. Valentine and Korik, we have had your introductions before, but if you'd like to detail your characters again, you have your new gear and everything. So, you're both at the table with Inquisitor Vindictus.
You want to go first?
Sure. So you notice the same black hood, purity seal, vest, medical kit on the front as before, except for you notice a very different but noticeable special kind of rifle on his back. He's just staring at you both between a mix of excited to see you and trying to mask that he might be disappointed.
You've heard some stories. Korik.
Korik, well, he's still rather tall and rather muscular, but he now has a big two-handed chainsword on his back as well.
Seeing as you're sitting down, I imagine it's like propped against the side of the table, just
Yeah,
kind of like almost
sense, yeah.
tall as you are.
More or less, yeah.
For people who don't know Eviscerator chainswords, think greatsword, but with a chainsaw on it. It's basically what it is. It's pretty awesome. And yeah, Jim, Selena, you wander in. Do both of you look up to see them?
I look up and I'll actually stand up and sit when they sit, as like a showing that I'm happy to see them, but knowing that I can't show that I'm happy to see them.
Yeah.
I'm looking up and just looking down again.
I go to wave and then realise that this isn't a happy meeting, and I'm uncomfortable with my hand down by my side.
Jim will make do with a curt nod.
Feeling very uncomfortable.
Are you guys gonna go sit down or stand there awkwardly?
Stand there awkwardly, maybe. I might have to wait until we get told we can maybe sit down.
Yeah.
Valentino hold his hand out and just at the chairs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Sit. We'll sit. It's like going to the principal's office.
Vindictus has his like fingers steepled, and he's just like looking down at this map. What you can see is a map with the planet you originally were on, which, give me a second, I need to go through. In the Proclaimant system, there are 3 main planets which are inhabited by the Imperium, recently turned. There is Carsium, Armendon, and Triok. You originally started on Carsium. That one has a fair number of red, like, areas on it. There is Armendon, which is completely devoid of red like areas, and then there is Triok, which is entirely red.
What? So Carlson was the first one we were on. Am I right in understanding the second one we were on was Trio?
No, the second one you were on was Armendon.
Oh. Okay, maybe the red things aren't as bad as I thought they were. Red means bad, right? Oh. There's no red on the one we were just on. I must have done a good job.
Do you say that out loud?
No. I say that in my head.
Yeah, you're like, I'm sure we're not in trouble.
Jim is looking at the lack of red and thinking, oh no, there's no red. What did we do differently on this one?
I'm feeling more confident in myself.
Less so. Less so.
Okay. So, what are we up to?
Are you saying this one out loud?
Yes.
Okay. Inquisitor Vindictus looks up. He shoots you a glance. Roll me a willpower.
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
Also remember that he is also immune to my charms. Should have gone to Muscurius.
Very much so. Should have gone to Muscurius.
A wisdom.
A willpower.
A willpower even, yeah, that's the one I meant.
Your feeling of, hey, maybe we did a good job.
Goes away.
It just shatters, and you're like, you get a little cold chill down your spine, and you're like, uh-oh, teacher's angry.
Treatment office was not that often.
He then shifts his gaze over to Jim. Jim, roll me a willpower with plus 20.
Does he look madder at Jim than he does at me?
Scrutiny.
I still failed.
You still failed. Don't forget you can use a fate point to reroll, guys. And Selena, you do have an advantage, so.
Oh.
You failed by 6 degrees there on the scrutiny.
Yeah, I might try that one again. I'll use a fate point. I'll use that one. Yeah.
A little bit more angry at Jim.
Yes. It's at least...
Jim, would you like to use a fate point to reroll that willpower?
No, I'm good.
Something flashes through your mind. It is everything that happened after the... Oh, sorry, 1 second.
Sorry, I might have DM'd Sheepy and completely thrown him off track there. I thought so, thank you. Thank you, Sheepy, thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Jim,
Yeah.
you flash back to the moment that thing happened. The thing in the house when you were surrounded.
Oh,
And then everything that happened after that,
Yeah.
and the consuming of bodies, and the portal, and the other portal, and the chittering, and the laughing, and the flames, and oh god, so many flames. And all of that flashes through your mind, and you're like, this is the Inquisitor who is in charge of this sector of space. He's in charge of wiping out Heresy and investigating Heresy, and he's looking at me, and I'm pretty much Heresy at this point. You don't feel good.
I just kind of nervously scratch my wrist.
Mm-hmm. The Inquisitor sighs. Jim, Selena, what do you have to say for yourselves? Both of you. Look at these maps. Do you see
Yes,
a
I
difference?
noticed that the planet we were just on seems to have no red dots on it, so...
Yes, that is because this is our information on each of the planets.
Oh.
We have information on all of the planets except for the one I sent you to.
Oh, I thought the red dots meant heresy.
It does mean
I
heresy.
thought we got rid of it.
No, it means heresy that we know about.
Oh. Wait, what's happened to all the informants?
That's a good question. We have not heard from any of them on the planet.
That's odd. Because, like, there were some there, because we met them, and...
There were quite a lot there.
Inquisitor, we went in, we were over our heads.
Really?
Yeah, it's
You
a
call
lot.
losing an entire squad of Grey Knights in over your heads.
Oh yeah.
I think
don't know
you're
what's
about 3 feet under your heads.
I don't know what's going down on that planet, but there's enough chaos activity down there to wipe out a troop of Grey Knights. Now I might be the best contractor around, but I'm not a Grey Knight.
Clearly.
We did the best we could with what we had. I have information on a rogue trader.
That would be... She could find his name.
Oh, I wrote him down last week.
Castro. That would be Rogue Trader, not Hacker.
Yes, not hacker. I can't confirm for sure that he is a heretic, but I do know he's selling guns to heretics.
Yes, well, Rogue Traders are difficult to deal with. They have the mandate of the Emperor. So...
Not only that, people are literally crying heresy on the street. There's little to no order on the planet.
How so?
Brothels, drugs, you name it.
It takes time for the laws of the Imperium, for the word of the Emperor, to properly settle on the planet. Strictly speaking, it may be heresy, possibly, but the laws of the planet are such that that is not illegal as such.
Wow, all this gold is for me? Thank you, guys.
That would have been some good information going in.
It would have been real nice. Thank you very much, Chevres, for the donation. You've got 15. If I'll put the donate link up, let us know what you want to do with it. Thank you very much.
Selena, what do you have to say for yourself?
If you could tell me what I've done, then I can apologise for it. But I'm not 100% sure what I've done wrong. I did some investigating, and our plans didn't go quite as well as they could have, but I definitely made sure that the people that you gave to us to help us made it out alive when stuff went down on that planet. I don't know what you're referring to, because while I don't think I've done the most amazing job, there have been some setbacks with fate and stuff, but I have always tried my best. And to what are you referring to?
Well, opens up a book.
Oh.
Let me see.
Do I believe she's being sincere?
That would be a scrutiny, and we will see. I don't think I need to roll deceive on this for Selena. Oh, I'll have Selena roll deceive.
I think I'm being honest.
I mean, chat are questioning that, especially one who was one of those party members.
Hey, I did not drug. I undrugged. Oh no, wait, I did drug. No, I've forgotten. Which way round it was. I drugged them and then I undrugged them.
She was unconscious.
She was unconscious. I was trying to help
You shot her full of cultist drugs.
to wake her up.
Jumped out the window and left them. That's a scrutiny, Valentine.
Okay. Stand by.
I will do the same actually.
Okay. Korik, you're not sure. The last few weeks have been rough on you.
Do I have a target modifier or no?
Just standard, yeah, as is. Yeah, Selena seems sincere in what she's saying at the very least.
Okay.
Korik, I believe, didn't you get sent off to a really nasty place?
I would say yes to that. I would say a seam-infested hellhole.
Yeah, you were sent off with your partner to a gene stealer infested world. So you probably have had a rough time of it. Your partner went missing on the planet. You were knee deep in stealers, as it were. Only just making it out with your life. You saw a lot of death. You saw a lot of... There's only really one way to put it. Viscera, to be honest. So, yeah. That's probably thrown you off a little bit, and you can't judge people the same way you could.
Thank you to Chevres, who gives me a disadvantage, and Korik a automatic success, which is not critical, Sheepy.
Okay. Valentine, I believe you and Tyrus had a pretty good time of it afterwards. You came in, gave your report. It was pretty glowing. And then you were sent off to, I believe, to check on the Imperial Guard regiment that's stationed.
It was something about there was some sort of I believe it was some sort of chaos cult somewhere where it wasn't going to be a nice place because he was still trying to redeem himself to get his rank back.
That's
and
right.
I remember all the notes I took of all the things I had ripped out of the book in front of those two and threw in the garbage on the way out, and gave a complete false report and passed my report when the guy checked me.
You did. Yeah, and
Not completely false. We were all right.
I think what has happened in the last few weeks, maybe a month since you were with the team, Tyrus signed you up for positioning on an actual rebelling world a sector away. And you spent a good few weeks in the trenches, going over loyal troops and disloyal troops, trying to decide who had been infected with heresy, who was disloyal, and at one point Tyrus disappeared. You were on a mission behind enemy lines to meet up with an agent who was undercover, and Tyrus just never came back. And you spent the next probably week hiding, trying not to be caught by enemies. Think behind enemy lines with Owen Wilson, that kind of thing. You finally got back, and your side had lost. The last few shuttles were leaving the planet, and the planet was basically considered a failure. Not you yourself, but yeah, it's a little bit of a stain. You went through some things while you were behind enemy lines. You found some stuff. So, Vindictus opens a book. After you say, what type of things are you referring to? And he says, receiving a package of weapons. Exploding those weapons inside a hive.
Now that wasn't me.
It was your team. Where were you?
I was scouting out the warehouse with the hive from a different angle. I did not know what Jim had decided the group were going to do.
If your team fails, you fail. Isn't that right, Korik?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll take that one then.
I will, take responsibility for that one if I may. That was on my orders.
Well, whoever's orders it was on, the punishment has been meted out. An entire squad of Grey Knights. Some of the elitist warriors known to the Imperium. So secret that 99.9% of the Imperial population haven't even heard of them. Were wiped out. Lost with no trace.
Also, while I was not there, beginning to see a pattern.
I have it in my notes that you were picked up by the
I was picked up. Yeah, I wasn't with the total devastation and destruction of said Grey Knights. I was with a very lovely one who was, interrogating me really well. He was really good at his job. I was very scared.
Sigmund was his name.
Sigmund. He was very good. You should definitely give him a. Is he still alive? I think he should be. He was talking to me at the time of the night death, so.
He is. He is.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, he did a really great job interrogating me. I was very scared.
You didn't volunteer to stay and help them.
I didn't remember being asked.
Very well.
If I may, I had a good vantage point of most of that. I was separated from the crew and had a different perspective. The Grey Knights were set upon by some kind of heresy I've never seen before. The heresy, perhaps. Giant demons tore holes through the very air and appeared. I took a sniping position to try and help out the Grey Knights as best I could, but these demons wiped them out like they were nothing. I knew I was outmatched and ran to give a status report.
Describe these demons. And obviously you don't have to actually, go into the minutiae. If you'd like to just say, oh, well, yeah, I described the demons. Because I don't know if you remember what they look like.
I'd be like, well, one was kind of like a three-headed bird thing. And the other was gargantuan. Bigger than any shuttle I've seen, and, I'm from the Void. I've seen a lot of shuttles.
Did it have a bird head?
The bird one did, yeah. 3 heads.
At this point, Selena's looking very shocked because she hasn't heard this. Jim hasn't spoke to her about any of this.
The large one. Did it have a staff, ornate, with a book on the top?
Did it?
I don't even know that. Yes.
yeah, it did at that.
Would I know that as a Lord of Change?
Probably not, no.
Wherever it went, color, space seemed to distort even. It was really, really strange. Sorry, Selena, I didn't want to say this anywhere else unless the heresy spread.
I know the creature, and I know the demon. I have met him before, and I have killed him.
But he's back.
10 years ago, and he's back.
Oh. What's the point then? If they keep coming back, you kill them and they come back 10 years later.
Are you questioning the point of the Inquisition?
No. I'm shocked. I've just heard that my friend has been battling demons without me. I'm just shocked.
Killing a demon who has gone for 10 years gives us 10 years without that demon. Surely that is the entire point.
But maybe you should tell people, by the way, don't get lazy because he'll just be back. I've been assuming I've killed loads, they're not coming back. They're going to come back in 10 years and remember my face.
Have you killed many demons?
Probably. No, I'm pretty sure I hid from the last ones I saw.
Yeah, I don't think you guys killed any of the little guys that were skittering around.
No, because there was thousands of them.
There were four.
It felt like thousands. They kept respawning every time you killed them.
Short respawn rate.
That was the power of the 3-headed bird. They could basically kill and split the little guys.
Yeah, it was horrible.
For people who don't know the lore of 40k, they are called a Herald of Tzeentch, and they are awesome fun. This one had 3 heads. For those of you in the Roll20 and Scrat, if you want to show people, in the bio of it's called Core Hyokai. You can see the picture of them.
Oh, I remember you showed us last week. Yeah, that was gross. And also awesome. But
Well, you are lucky to be alive. After a encounter like that, I've seen many good men ripped apart by Zephyr.
Like I say, I'm not proud of the fact I ran. I kind of feel like a coward, but I felt this information was important.
There are times when you must stand and fight. There are times when even if it is hopeless, you should, but it is good to know what we are up against, although I do not understand what a demon of this kind is doing mixed into this.
when you killed it last time, what was it here for?
We never found out.
It was shouting some heresy, some sort of dispute with another name. What was? Can I? Because I know Jim knows the 2 different cults now, right? He's working for one against the other one. Can you remind me the name of the other cult that I'm working against?
It is Slanesh, but specifically you were told to go after the Harlequin Rose, the cult.
Yeah. Whatever they were doing there, they didn't seem to be working in line with the cult that we were sent to investigate. I could understand them there. Their words, they were talking about attacking Slanesh and bringing down the Harlequin Rose.
I'll give you this, and I'll let you take that back, because that's a flag, and that's a flag of instant death, basically. You understanding a demon language would be like... yeah. So, what you could say is that, like, demons can speak different languages. They can speak Low Gothic and High Gothic, so you could have heard them speaking Low Gothic. I would not advise you to be like, they were speaking in demon, and I understood them, because I'm a heretic.
Great. I will not be saying that then. Instead, I will say, I don't know what they were doing there, but, they didn't seem to be anything like the Harlequin Rose stuff we'd been investigating.
No, they're not. Different sect, different god, different bullshit. I've been worried about the Harlequin Rose for a while. Maybe I should be concentrating on these others. It's never good when Zephyr turns up. You can never understand their plans, never understand what their goal is. 200 years later, it becomes apparent. Everyone roll me a scrutiny or an awareness.
Clarification, how do we get fate points back?
They come back at the end of the session, so you'll be full on your fate points. Wow.
I'm telling you, since I went chaos, all the rolls have been golden.
No, I mean the highest roll there was a 20. You all got really good successes.
I didn't roll yet. Beg your pardon. I didn't roll yet. Sorry. Don't worry, I'll fail it.
No, you did. You rolled a scrutiny.
Okay.
Wasn't that from the before?
That was from before.
Oh, that was from before. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Valentine, you don't pick up on this. The other 3 of you, what he just said basically implies that he has been alive for at least 200 years.
Yeah.
Which is not completely strange to you, but it is worth noting because he looks about 45. The Imperium has drugs and things that can extend life and all this kind of thing. So it's not weird to have people who live a few hundred years, etc. But it would imply that he's been around a long time.
Does he have any bionics?
No. Or scars.
Was there any sign or no recovery of the Grey Knights' bodies?
There was no sign of any of them. Even the battle site was almost picked clean.
As I ran, they were doing something with flames. I don't know, maybe they burned them to cinders. I don't know.
I hate to think what they would have done. It's best not to think about it. Contact with heresy of this kind can be seductive. It can test your faith. At the very least, be glad that you have the opportunity to see how far your faith goes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well, I think those are the most important points covered. Is there anything else you need to report?
Honestly, we want to check back in and get a rebrief on our mission as it stands.
Yes. Things have changed. Well, give me the major points of your current investigation and we'll see where we go from here.
The Harlequin Rose is both a sect name and a drug, it seems. The drug causes people to feel differently about pain, for them to embrace it and want it more. We know that the club we were investigating is involved, but once we took the weapons and didn't know where to take them, destroyed them, the cults got spooked. The club emptied. Our leads kind of went cold.
Well, it does happen. That must explain the lack of information coming out of Armenden. They must have tightened down security, changed up. Hopefully we'll hear from our agents soon, but...
I imagine your informants are probably laying low.
or dead.
Well, hope for the best.
Anything else?
How sure are you that Musculius has not overstepped a line?
Who?
I'm not suggesting anything. I'm merely saying me and Jim were chatting about it and you just brought up that it's very easy to forget your faith when you're this close. And we know that he was pretty deep undercover. We found a really weird painting of him in a hive. So we are just curious as to how much we should trust him.
Who?
Inquisitor Musculius.
I've never heard of him.
Look to Korik, the one who sprung us from jail when we had that misunderstanding.
I need to be refreshed as well because I don't remember this.
He wasn't wearing much clothing.
Oh, okay, he was. That one, yeah.
Mr. Muscle.
The Mr. Muscle, exactly.
That one, yes.
Well, I think that answers my question then.
Who
He's
is
At all.
Who is Musculius?
He had us believe he was an inquisitor. And was aware of who you were and was on Carson undercover at your request to infiltrate the Harlequin Rose.
What was his full name? Like Marcus Regulus Musculius or something like that?
Yes.
Marius Regulus Musculius.
Marius, there we go, yeah.
M.R.
The one we saw on the projector screen last they visited
Yes.
you.
That's the one, yeah.
Mr. M.
I think the important question is what information did you voluntarily give him?
Well, we assumed he was our superior, so everything that he asked of us.
Including your contacts on the planet?
Well, my contacts are Jim, so... Yeah, I spoke to him, and I believe I told him our plans, but he also then gave us information about the warehouses and
The warehouses that we couldn't find.
oh dang.
Did you say that you were fighting one against the other? Two cults? Perhaps he's part of one, leading you to attack his enemy cult?
It's possible.
I would say it's more probable than possible, Jim.
Well, tell you one thing, it's a good thing we came here.
So, I'm going to give you guys a moment of clarity here. He did present himself as an Inquisitor. He did call himself an Inquisitor. You remember him speaking about the cult, and how he was undercover in the cult and all these kind of things.
He had a fake tattoo that he rubbed off. He never at any point said that he was undercover for the Inquisition. Damn you, Sheepy!
So even if you like, this is why I never had you roll a scrutiny or anything against him, or like had him roll deceive, because he didn't actually lie through the whole thing.
Damn it, that's my trick.
Except for I did it better.
God damn it, Sheepy. I think Jim does literally just sort of put his head in his hands and be like, oh.
What?
Add that to your book. Gave away important information to possible leader of Harlequin Rose.
Well, not just that, you gave him access to multiple agents of the Inquisition who also fell for the lie that he was an Inquisitor.
Valentine will look at the Inquisitor. Sorry, go ahead.
Did he have that already? Because he dragged us in as Inquisitor to his office.
Yes.
He's already been infiltrating the company.
Also, now that you think about it, the Heresy squad were a little weird.
Weird how?
What kind of name is the Heresy squad anyway?
Yeah, you had a crazy young lady who fired a grenade launcher, a psyker who was from a demon world who was really messed up. You know, that was an eclectic bunch of people, and
Cool.
they were really cool. Don't get me wrong.
Plane.
I think the funniest thing is the second that chat made me bring back Mr. Muscles. This is exactly how I planned it all out. I was like, okay, you bring back Mr. Muscles, I'm gonna make this a twisty, windy, just horrific time for everyone.
I can't trust anyone.
Yeah, there you go.
You gotta remember,
I can't trust Mr. Muscles.
Gotta remember, Valentine remembered Echo being infatuated with him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yes.
Inquisitor.
And then I was like, it's fine because he's good. So I can be infatuated with him. And it's not heresy. And now, all this time, it's been secret heresy.
Have a think about that painting scene again.
It's just messed up.
And the fact that it distracted you from what Jim was doing.
Mm.
Jim, have a think about what that means for you.
Thank you, Chevres, who
So much
grants a random roll. Someone gets to roll on a random table. We beat our stream goal. Thank you, everyone. Also, I think, was it Mad Rogue? No, Michael Wayne. Michael Wayne, who gives an advantage to Crusade Warlords.
Thank you.
Todd. Yeah.
Oh.
Jim.
Inquisitor.
Do you guys want like a moment to just have a little chat and be like, I'll look for a table for a random roll. And,
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
I'll be right back then.
How about some sparkling water and delicious apples, everyone? They've got them just in the next room.
Do you feel like you deserve it?
No, but I really want it. just one thing.
Inquisitor,
Yes.
may I have a moment with them? I spent some time with them. I saw them what I believe to be their best.
Oh
Perhaps
dear.
you are your presence here, obviously a little intimidating.
I must make some inquiries of my own, and I must think about a few things in private. Very well. Stay here. I will be back in a little while. Stands up, strides out. You are left alone at the table with this man.
Valentine gets up and embraces Jim, and then Echo if they allow him in a hug.
Yeah.
I allow it.
Valentine, I feel like we're in deep shit here.
Hey.
Isn't that your specialty?
Harsh but true, harsh but true.
Thanks, Karg, thanks.
Keep it real.
Well, you did get me sent to a hellhole, so...
What? I'm really sorry, but I didn't know.
Hey, it's okay.
I assumed you would have just gone on holiday.
It's okay. First of all, forgive my scrutiny when you both walked in. The familiarity had to be put aside due to the circumstances of this. Understand I still support both of you and stand beside you, and it's time to get back on our A game. But you've been exposed to something now that puts you on the very brink of stepping across a line. You're there now, at that moment, and it's time to take a step. It's time to see what side you're going to be on. You've been exposed to a lot, and you've done quite a bit. But nothing beyond redemption now. Nothing beyond getting it back. So it's safe to assume all of the contacts that our Inquisitor has on the planet have been infiltrated by Mr. Muscles. It's safe to assume that any plan of action that you gave him, that he knows about, has to be changed. And it's just time to get back on our A game, I think. Korik?
Yes, sir.
What do you think?
Well, I totally agree with you, for once. Not for once, but for this. All plans that are known must be changed so we don't get ambushed or worse.
Can
We
I
can ambush them instead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Can I scan the room to see if there's any bugging devices, anything I might think that anybody's listening to us?
Yeah, awareness -10 or straight up scrutiny.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a fate point to automatically pass my awareness test.
Done.
As nothing escapes my sight.
There are a couple of recording devices. There are a couple of listening devices scattered around the room. They're not hidden especially well, though. So you would assume that this is just the Inquisitor recording things, like just so that he is indemnified from accusations and like it in the Inquisition. There's a lot of betrayal and a lot of like positioning for power, and it's not as holy as it always seems. So,
Right.
And
So I'm going to step up and
Yeah.
go out the door and just ask for all the devices to be disassembled. I was told I could have a moment of privacy by the Inquisitor, and I'll point to every one of the devices and ask them to be disassembled.
Yeah, a couple of guards come in and just switch them off. It takes 5 minutes.
Okay. And I believe that they're off. There's no roll here. No nothing.
Yeah. Like your automatic success means that you found everything that you can feasibly find.
Okay.
So, to yourself, you know that you're pretty safe. Also, roll me a d4. Anyone.
A D4?
Yeah. Slash R1D. Okay. That's interesting. All right. That's the item that we get. So, we'll come to that momentarily. Okay.
I got a bad feeling.
Yeah.
Please carry on.
Now that we are alone, let me explain to you what I've determined. Chaos, first of all, can never lie. It can deceive, but it can never lie. I found a book on the planet where I was hiding and it gives a little bit of an insight to what started 10,000 years ago. Do we all know the War Master and the Traitor Legions and what happened at Dropsite Massacre? Yes?
You would all know about that in character.
Yeah. I know the stories at least, yeah.
So, in the book, the story is written of how the true mastermind of the heresy was not the War Master. It was the Primarch Lorgar of the Word Bearers. And what he speaks of in this, and take this as a lesson, is that in order to turn Horus to his cause, Zeech showed him an image of the future. And knowing that Zeech could not lie, what he saw was statues of Rabute Guliman of the Ultramarines and all of what we know to be the Loyalist Legion's Primarchs now, sons of the Emperor, standing in towers of gold outside the Imperial Palace back on Terra. And what was not there was Horus, or Fulgrim, or Magnus, or what we believe to be the Traitor Legions. Horus saw this and said, as the War Master and the war leader of my father leading this war, I will not be glorified for eternity. This was an insult. And that's how they were corrupted and changed. Because what he saw in the future was true. His statues were not there. None of the traitor Primarchs were there. Zeech showed him the truth. It wasn't deceiving. He just needed Horus and all the traitor Primarchs to turn. And that's why their statues weren't there. And Horus was corrupted by that. That was the final straw. It was all orchestrated by Lorgar. They bring you so close to temptation and power. And what you don't realize is the corruption that comes with that. And before you know it, you've stepped over that line. So whatever you've been up to, whatever's going on, whatever rumors and reports, it's time to get back on your A game. Pick a side and stick to it. Do not fall to the corruption of chaos. Understand it. Know it. Don't show anybody that you know it, because you have to understand the enemy. You have to understand chaos to fight chaos. Has anything I said been unclear?
I would have liked to have been watching Jim for all of this. Just a bit of side eye. Just
Jim would have been listening to Valentine and looking at him like someone who genuinely understands, you know, and just sort of like, oh, so I can be a heretic, but I don't have to be a heretic, which makes sense to him. And, you know, Valentine, that actually makes a lot of sense. It reminds me of our first conversation about having to get your hands a little dirty to find the dirt.
So, shall we bring the Inquisitor back in, get that new plan of action, and get back on our A game?
Sounds like a plan.
Let me just freshen up, and I'll take a bite. I'll be right back.
Okay. Question for Korik and Selena. How much did that make sense to you as characters?
As characters, I'm not sure actually, because I barely understood it. I would say somewhat, maybe.
Yeah.
But not 100%.
I don't think Selena understands the idea of becoming a heretic to defeat a heretic type thing. She just doesn't understand how you should get that close. She's very much aware of that line and not wanting to cross it, and she's incredibly mortified internally at finding out that Mr. Merculius is a heretic and that she's allowed herself to get that close. She's not happy at all. Okay. And she understood it because she had a lesson at work on the history of.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so she is listening, but she's not
receptive.
No.
She's not taking it to heart.
No.
Correct.
Well, I mean, I would understand that the new enemy kind of thinking about it at least, but not turning heretic, because to hunt heretics is one step too far, I would say.
So again, it's like you understand the speech and you're like you're there, but it's not like you don't agree with the side of it where it's like crossing the line, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
getting close to the line. And especially seeing as you were up against Gene Stealers and it was pretty horrific. Understanding Gene Stealers does not help you fight Gene Stealers.
Exactly.
So your experience is like, I don't need to understand them. I just keep chopping until either they're dead or I'm dead. And so far it's been them.
All I need to know is how to kill them.
Okay, noted. Well, if you'd like to discuss this a little bit further, while we wait for Jim to be back, I also need a very quick break.
If I see that you're puzzled, I'll ask you, you know, was there a part that you were unsure of? The lesson here is that even the honesty presented before you, which could be the whole truth, which could lead to your next step, could be the wrong step to take, such as the War Master and the vision he was shown.
Yeah, I think Selena's she understands the point that you're making. She disagrees with parts of the point, but she sees the way you think as very much the way Jim thinks, and so this isn't like a shocking like thing to hear or something that she's like, oh, I can't even, you know, because this is the way that Jim thinks, and she's worked with Jim a long time, and she knows that Jim is someone who's always sort of been almost teetering on the edge with the, you know, the drugs and she's turned a blind eye to a lot of things that he has done because he's good at killing heretics. So, but yeah, she doesn't necessarily agree. She's like,
well, talk to me person to person so I can respond as you're talking.
oh, okay.
You're a liar, Valentine, liar.
And I hate you.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
I'm having trouble understanding your point about getting that close to heresy. That's not something that I agree with. It's not something that I feel comfortable with. I strongly believe that we should definitely stay as far away from that line as possible.
The point was, though, is I wasn't saying that you have to get to that line. I was implying that you were already at that line and deceived by Mr. Muscles. And so
yeah,
the truth sometimes leads to the wrong step.
Yes, but points in my favor. I had the choice today to come here or go to Mr. Muscles, and somewhere in my subconscious I must have thought that's the wrong choice to make because I'm not a heretic and I believe in killing them.
I'm so sad you didn't go to Mr. Muscles. That would have been hilarious. Like, you would have found out
As well. I was like, boo! This is not the first time I've not agreed with Selena's choices. Like,
Yeah.
oh, sad face.
But you found out a lot by coming here to Vindictus.
Yeah.
So.
Now we know not to trust him again.
What I will say,
Yes, Vindictus is also one, and we don't trust anyone. And I.
My brain actually hurt when you said that, Angeli. Like, don't even joke. Like, my brain actually had like a small whang of like pain.
what I will say is, I think for both Selena and for Korik at this point, your faith is a bit shaky.
Yeah.
And you are close to the line.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Oh yeah, I'm always aware that line is very close.
Like for Selena, the twists and the turns and the betrayal has, like, compared to the beginning of the campaign, things are a lot muddier and the choices made are a lot dodgier as time has gone on.
Yeah.
And for Korik, just the things you've been through. You know, it was a rough time over there. There's a lot of needless death and horrific things. So I will let you play it how you like. I'm not going to say that either of you have stepped over the line. Same for you, Valentine. Jim, we all know what choices you made. You have to live with them.
I can't even see the line. The line is a dot.
The line is a dot to you. But yeah, I would suggest that you keep that in mind as we carry on, because yeah, it's this got a lot closer to the Heresy line than I was expecting. This campaign, so I'm enjoying this. At
least one of us is.
Honestly, it wasn't even Jim that much. Like, things were heading that way from episode 3, pretty much. So,
from the introduction of Mr. Muscles.
And I mean, Zinch is just so much fun. I love Zinch. I am. If I could be, I would be a Zinch cultist myself. So, I guess as a GM, I pretty much am. And Inquisitor Vindictus strides back in. It's been probably 20-30 minutes. Everyone roll me a scrutiny.
Ooh.
Monster.
And Scratch fails, what the hell?
Yeah, he walks back in.
I would use my. Can I use my advantage? I'd like to try again.
Oh yeah, sure.
I will use my advantage. Be better. No. Oh, it is better. No, it's bad. No, wait,
that was a roller coaster in itself. Yay! No. Oh, it is. It's better. No, it's a critical fail.
It's the worst I could do.
Selena, your brain is flatlined at the news of Mr. Muscle's betrayal and possible heresy and all these kind of things.
I'm literally staring at a wall.
Everyone else, I will open your minds very slightly to the possibility that Inquisitor Vindictus could be defaming the name of another Inquisitor he has a rival with, or he could be playing his own game. You know, you never 100% know. So that's something that is sticking on all of your minds. I'm going to say again, through that crit fail scrutiny, Selena, I don't think you're convinced 100%, not in your heart of hearts, that Mr. Muscelius, that he's a traitor. You just
can't be. He fell for my charms.
He did fall for your charms.
Before he can't be.
Can I say something to the group before the Inquisitor comes back?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't know how much more time we have, but what I do know is with everything that's transpired, you're all still alive. So take that for what it's worth.
That is true.
You have to convince him now that you're ready for the new mission, the new tactics. You won't be fooled again. Let him feel secure out there. All right? Like I said, back to our A game, yes?
Yeah, we've been close enough to the line that we know exactly where to aim when we're shooting for the line. Got it.
Chin up. All right.
That was almost cool.
Nearly.
Almost.
I caught it.
Don't pop the hand.
Without looking as well, I caught it. Be fair. Be fair.
Jim and Selena, roll me a influence, please.
Where's influence? Oh, there it is.
Do I have to invoke your disadvantage, Jim? Or is that something?
Yeah, that is something that you would invoke, yeah.
I invoke your disadvantage in this instance.
Okay. Fail, thank you. Yep, sorry. The target number 34, I thought I'd rolled the same number twice. I was like...
Yeah. It's different when you roll your stats characteristics as to when you roll your skills, so it's a little bit like...
I did not fail.
You did not fail. Selena, when Inquisitor Vindictus walks in, places something in front of you. It is I'm pretty sure it's like a disc. It is a backpack. A big, like, chunky backpack.
Not go with my
It has like the Imperial seals on it. It has like a big Imperial kind of symbol, like the double-headed eagle on it. He says,
helps me blend in with the crowds.
"This may help you in future missions. It was hard to come by, but I think you're going to need it, especially where I'm sending you." That is a power field, personal use.
Power field.
Power field causes the air to visibly ripple and crackle with static discharge, imposing a -20 penalty to all stealth tests. It also does not defend against ranged attacks made within 1 meter or attacks in melee, but let me see here. It gives you an 80 protection rating. I'm not 100% sure. I may have to look into this. Basically, it protects you from ranged fire. We'll go into the minutiae of it if we have to, but I don't want to spend time scouring through this bloody rule book, which is like, here's all the information on an item. What it actually does is somewhere else.
Yeah,
So,
that's the
research.
well thought out.
These books need to be rewritten, but you know, it is a good system. And Inquisitor Vindictus sits back down, looks at the map, and says, "As you can see, a lot of our information currently is focused around..." God damn it, Sheepy, you lost the system names.
Casting. Oh no, wait.
Is around Triok. And he points on the planet you haven't been. It's mostly covered in red. The cells of the cult are mostly here.
Okay.
It is effectively one large city, the planet. So it is intricate, it is large, and there are many places for the agents of the enemy to hide. I think it is time we take the fight to them. I'm worried that we are doing what is wanted by our other enemy, but we cannot let heresy sit and fester on our planets. Also, I've heard word that Rogue Trader, something hacker, god damn it, Sheepy.
Not hacker.
Not
Castro,
hacker.
not hacker.
Thank you, Jim. I've heard that Rogue Trader, not hacker, is currently orbiting this planet. I don't know what he's doing, but we must also look into him. You will head down to the planet. You will meet up with one of my agents. They will give you names. These names need to disappear forever. I hope you understand what that means.
You don't need to ask us twice.
Very well. Gather your gear, gather your equipment. Praise the Emperor, and good luck.
Praise the Emperor.
He's the Emperor.
Praise the Emperor.
Inquisitor, will you send me with them, please?
That is my intention. You two are my more effective agents. You have been through much, but you've been successful. I value that. Now go.
Put on my new backpack.
Okay.
Does not go with my outfit.
It does not.
It clashes.
Like, makes me look like a nerd.
You can give it to someone else if you want.
No,
And,
I want
like,
my backpack.
You're actually wearing it like double strap, like a proper nerd, instead of the cool one strap
Yeah.
on one shoulder.
Yeah.
We all did that at school. We know we all did that at school.
Yeah. It's like a Catwoman at the Comic Con.
If you're really, really cool, you can take the straps apart and buckle the alternate ones. Yeah. Put it over the crossways.
And then there's the kids who had like the actual buckle backpack where it like buckles together in the center, and it's like a
Ergonomic.
Chest and waist. It puts the weight, distributes the weights on my hips evenly.
Exactly.
I actually didn't have a backpack at school. I grew up in Essex. We were too cool for backpacks.
Fair.
So
So what, do you have a plastic bag instead? Or?
Like,
I mean,
handbags.
let's not get into Essex, okay? And
It's yeah. I don't think we have time.
Silly.
it's too much a contradiction in terms. So. Sorry.
Nothing that can insult me anymore. I'm 35. I've heard them all.
So, is there anything anyone would like to do before you head down to Triok?
I would like to find a black Sharpie pen.
Uh-huh.
And I would like to ink out the giant white insignia all over my backpack. So it's still there. It's just not glaringly obvious what it is.
Really?
Can I give her like a neckerchief or something to kind of just pin to the backpack if I see her go to try to deface that?
I mean,
Walking around the streets with this big target on my back.
that is an Imperial seal.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like scratch it off. Like if you
No, you're just colouring it in.
right, you'll still see it.
You don't mess with the sign.
Fine, I won't.
Like, okay, picking up.
Everyone hits me though.
Can I give her like a piece of cloth just to cover it?
Yeah,
Like
you
a-
can. If you prefer. Because you're, you saw a painting move a little bit and cut it out, and then had a conversation with it a little bit later. It's possibly worse just colouring in an Imperial seal.
Okay, I won't colour in the Imperial seal. I just don't want to have a target on my back that says, "Hey, look at me, I'm the enemy."
You can totally camouflage it.
Okay,
You know,
well, do that.
I just, yeah.
Cover it with some cloth.
Mm-hmm. Can I colour in the Imperial seal? Ooh!
I want a black Sharpie. I'm gonna color this.
Just to fix it. It's cool. So yes, is there anything anyone else would like to do before we head off down to the planet? Okay. You board a shuttle. Probably takes a couple of hours till you're ready. Board the shuttle. Avert a little small piece of heresy that would be another step down towards hell. I don't think that. I think it's an escalator at this point. It's just going down, and you guys are standing on it.
Some of us are trying to run back up.
I don't know what you're implying there, Jim, but
Not
that
me.
can't be you.
Not
Oh,
you.
okay.
Down
Some
and
of
just
us are standing at the top with lifelines.
Jim tripped on something and just hasn't stopped rolling down this escalator since. But yeah, you guys get down to the planet. It is a sprawling city that encompasses the entire planet. Not a massively huge planet, but still. It is one central massive spire and loads of little spires that are all interconnected. It is similar in looks to Armendium, Sheepy wants to say. Yeah, it's similar in looks to Armendum, the one you were on before, where you blew up the weapons cache and everything, except for those were individual hives with like other things kind of spotted around.
Okay.
This is the capital of the system. It is the most important planet, and it is the one you've been avoiding because it is probably the most dangerous. You have location to meet an inquisitorial agent. It is within the largest part of the city, probably more of like, not in the Underhive, but in a slightly less reputable district of the Hive. So we're talking like deep alleyways, like really tall multi-storied buildings that go up really high. Very dank, very dark, not much lighting, but lots of people wandering around.
I'll remove the Imperial seal before I get down.
Oh yeah, I'm taking it as written that you guys are all kind of going in as ordinary citizens mostly.
Incognito.
There's not much ways you can hide an eviscerator, but you can probably like put a cloth over it and like maybe pretend it's a stick or something like that. So.
Yeah.
Well, other people are brandishing weapons walking around, yes?
There's a decent number of like stub pistols and just basic swords and
Smaller weapons
like that. But it's very primitive compared to like chain swords and bolt guns and that kind of thing. So if someone saw a splinter rifle, for example, they'd be like, "Wow, that's an assassin." Okay.
Well, I have it under the cloak,
Oh yeah, yeah. Like you got your cloak. It's got a little bump.
It's got a folding stock. It's ready to go.
Yeah. What would you guys like to do? If you would like, you don't have to go and meet the agent immediately. You can get your bearings. You can look around. You can, try and figure out what's happening in this city, or let's say you're kind of hunkered down at like a equivalent of like a fast food place. Like they cook up random bits of meat and shove it on a plate.
Do I see any kind of I guess what would be the equivalent of nostalgia or a gift shop? I'm looking for a map of the city itself. Go download or something that I can get.
Yeah, there are a few places you could go. You'd have to go somewhere official. And what I'll give you is that the state of the administration of this, especially this planet, is very much in question. One of the things that you would have been briefed on before you left would be like, don't trust anyone in office. Don't trust the police force. Don't trust the governor and the officials, any kind of thing like that. So you'd have to go into like a official administration building.
Right, I'll wait to see if our contact has one then instead.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should just go to the agent. Every time we don't, trouble happens.
Yeah, you're close by the meeting point, so you can get there in about 10-15 minutes to the contact point. It's kind of like down a couple of alleys and side roads, and then it's like it's a meeting point where no one's going to see you. No one's going to be like, oh look, it's an assassin and a spy meeting up and to exchange information kind of thing.
Okay.
All right, I think we'll just head to the contact.
The contact is the best way, I guess.
You're all going together?
Yeah, I want to keep my head as low as possible, and keeping my head low means sticking with these people.
Okay. Are you all going to meet the agent together?
Yes.
I guess so. There wouldn't be any reason why we wouldn't.
Okay.
Right? No reason why we wouldn't stick together at all.
Exactly. We're all on the same mission here.
That's actually true, yes.
That is actually true.
That's good.
So you are met in an alleyway. Who's taking point? Someone's gonna have to like step up and be like, "Hello, I am point man or woman."
I'll offer to do that again.
Yeah, that definitely not be me or Jim.
But if Cork wants to, I'll let Cork. It's up to you.
No, you take it. You take the lead.
Okay. So Valentine will take lead.
Okay. Korik has a tendency to be like a physical deterrent.
Okay.
Much like bouncers are at clubs. It's not like, hey, you know, this guy's going to mess you up. It's more like, hey, don't do anything because this guy's massive. So you get there, and he is dressed similar to you, Valentine. He has a hood. It's raining slightly. It's quite dark. It is nighttime. And I can't remember what your guys' thing was. So, yeah, there we go. That's appropriate. The code word when challenged is trouble. And when you get to him, he challenges you and says, I'm easy to get into, but hard to get out of. What am I?
Trouble.
I was told you were coming. I thought that was appropriate for the group.
Handcuffs.
Oh, poor Scrat. I have a list.
Map of the city as well.
City is large. I have a map of this area.
Is that where all of our targets are?
Yes.
Good enough. Any intel on known patrols, rapid response times to shootings, stuff of that nature?
Crime is rife. The security forces, when they do their jobs, are stretched thin. There are some that are still trying, still within the law. Many are corrupt, working for officials. You should be able to execute your duties and move without trouble.
But if things go bad, a diversion would be a good plan? Something to spread them thin, as you just said?
Yes.
Copy that. What's our exit strategy? Do we report back to you, or just...
More orders will be given.
More orders after this list, if we're successful?
Yes.
My gosh, how many people need killing on this planet?
He's silent for a moment. Turns away. Good luck. And he disappears off down the alley.
Okay. Any kind of scrutiny? Anything that he did that led me to believe that he wasn't who he said he was?
Scrutiny.
Okay. Hello.
He was deceptive in every move and action and word he said.
As a spy would be.
I'm gonna follow him, and I'm gonna radio to the group. Just cover my six and follow me.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna look conspicuous to try to follow. I'm not gonna try to obviously be aware of it, but I'm gonna try to utilize teaming the masses, the homeworld bonus, moving through the crowds, undetected, stuff like that.
Oh yeah. And there are a lot of crowds. Like, he slips into the crowd as well. But if you as you're talking, you get this feeling like everything he says is a lie. Everything he says is, deceptive and just hints of untruth, etc. And you start following him through the crowd. I assume the rest of you are following at a further back distance?
Yeah. We are following Valentine.
I also have that trait that he has to move through the...
Okay, yeah. So you...
Oh, that's right. That's right. You do.
Yeah.
Really quick, are there noticeable? Just give me a quick layout of the city since we've been there. Is it a grid? Is it just a hot mess? Is it like 34, 30?
It's a hot mess. Yeah.
It's a hot mess. Okay.
It's something that was designed before the Imperials came in, and it's so big and just sprawling that there's no way to fix it. It's like the country roads in the UK.
Remembering that Echo has the same ability, is there a way to get her to? Where I'm at and where he's heading, do I notice that there's a vantage point to head him off somewhere utilizing Selena?
The way he's heading is he's heading down this main thing. There are so many side passages and side roads, you don't know where he's going to turn. But would you like to dust off an old classic and raucous party couple going through the crowd like last time with Selena?
Yeah, I'll have her try to speed up to where I'm at, and we'll dust out that old shopping trip.
Yep. You're off on the shopping trip again.
I think as soon as
I'm gonna radio to the group really quick on the frequency, like very deceptive our contact was. And sound like Yoda when I do it, apparently. Sorry. Our contact was.
Suspicious the agent is.
as soon as Valentine radios us to say that asking us to watch our 6, Jim's also going back to an old move and looking up to see for a vantage point.
Yeah, I was gonna make you roll a stealth, and then if you failed, you'd be up there.
Cake blowing. 59 guns gleaming.
Yeah. So it's just like open cloak blowing in the wind, standing on top of these very, very tall buildings. Honestly, like it.
Oh, it makes me feel sick just thinking how tall they are.
Have you seen like the Daredevil TV series, etc.? You know when they stand on those tall buildings, it's really high up. Like it's like that. So technically speaking, you can see Jim up there, but only just. He's a long way up.
I'm getting a Batman vibe.
Yeah.
Can I just check that it is, although it is a long way up, is it 100 meters up?
Probably about that, yeah.
Okay, so right at the range of my las gun. Got it.
Yeah.
You have to lie on your belly.
The overall goal here, Sheepy, is to follow this gentleman until he gets from in the crowd. If he goes into a building, go into the building. The overall intention here is to corner him and question him immediately.
Okay.
So that's, but, subterfuge until he goes in a room and then, kick the door and whatever I have to do.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay.
You guys painted a picture. Don't trust anybody, and this guy just lied to me. So you know what? I could be killing a bunch of innocent people, and knowing that the other guy was a fake inquisitor.
Oh yeah, no, you are 100% right to do this. It's just I know where this is going, and it's gonna. I'm like, this could be interesting depending on how this goes. All right, so you follow him.
This is how it's gone though, because if it had been me or Jim, we would have just gone, okay, cool, we'll go kill them all. We wouldn't have even thought to check.
I'm gonna pull out what do I have on me that I have multiple of? What would I have that I could break apart? A pencil, pieces of paper.
Yeah. So things along those lines.
So I'm just gonna radio to Korik. Just follow the trail of pieces of paper on the ground. If you start to lose myself in echo.
Yeah,
that's affirmative.
Right. So I'm just gonna drop those along the way and keep moving.
Okay.
Yeah. If we have radio contact, then from up high, I'll be like, if Korik loses his way, I can point him straight towards you.
And Jim does have a visual on you guys. He's kind of following you over the rooftop.
How did you get up there so quick?
I don't know.
No, narrative genius.
Batman Echo.
So he slips down a side road, still a fair number of people going, slips down an alleyway. Would you like to follow him down the alleyway? I will tell you, if you take a peek, it is an alleyway. I'll give you this kind of like scene as you're like at the alleyway and looking down it. He is walking towards a cloaked figure that is a few feet taller than him.
Okay, and give me is the alleyway a dead end? Is it a T intersection?
Yeah.
It's a dead end.
It has doors going to a few different houses that are obviously again piled up. Jim, would you like to be on the opposite, like looking down into the alleyway, or above the alleyway?
I'll be following as close as I can on the rooftops, because obviously this is to the stretch of my range. So
yeah, so like you've got an alleyway going down. Would you like to be on the buildings on the opposite side of the alleyway, like looking down
like a long ways down it, or
would you like to be right above the alleyway on the buildings on that side of the road?
If I could maneuver to get myself looking down it, then I would
like above it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What building is on the left? Is it a shop? Is there anything that I could instruct Cork to go through and go out a back door and end up right in the alley in front of them, beside them? Or no?
You could maybe. It depends what's in the buildings.
Well, that's what
like-
I'm saying. What do I? Is it gonna shop? I don't want to see them kicking through doors of residences.
Yeah, I mean these are residential houses mostly, so you'd be
Okay.
kicking into people's houses. Technically speaking, you could do it, but it may raise some commotion around the area. Also, Jim, Selena, Valentine, roll me scrutiny.
Scrutiny. I think
Nice.
I think I can re-roll that. I think.
I think you might have a talent for it. Yeah.
You also have an advantage, right?
You do have an advantage too, yeah. Scrat, you don't have your disadvantage, by the way. Remember.
What did I have? I have it. What's an advantage?
Oh yes,
Jim?
thank you.
It means you can roll twice and take the highest.
Okay, so I'll do that. So just hit scrutiny again.
Yeah.
Oh, cack.
Well, it's slightly better at least.
That's a little better.
Just looks like a regular meeting. Nothing weird at all. Nothing you notice.
You know, I'd actually like to use a fate point to re-roll that. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
I meant to say it, but then I got tied up removing my
No,
disadvantage.
that's fine.
Say the person is several feet taller than this other person.
Damn
A
it!
few feet taller.
This time I really did roll exactly the same number. Damn it!
Yeah, you did.
Nice have spoken.
Aren't you lucky?
I mean, technically speaking, that's still rolling well. It's just you haven't upped your scrutiny skill, even though I keep making you roll it.
I know.
I
It,
assume the
it costs.
XP cost is.
Yeah, it costs 400 XP, so I've got 200 banked. I'm hoping next episode.
So, this is a dead end. He's talking to a tall gentleman. It just looks like a normal meeting, and so Valentine's going to assume that if he was to meet this gentleman in one of these buildings, he would have just went to one of the buildings from the front door. So, my mind thought process right now would be that this meeting's going to be over. The tall figure is going to go back to where he came, and our contact's going to come back my way. So, I'm going to ask everybody to stand down and wait, and we'll just get him when the tall figure walks away. Because I
Okay.
want a word. Because I want a word with him.
All right.
Do you want me to
So-
follow the tall person, Valentine?
Yeah, that's a good idea. And again, everybody, the signal that shit's going to hell is I'll take a bow, just like last time. If I bow,
Yep.
them out. All right, so we'll kind of get into some sort of position to keep them in the corridor. And if
Okay.
and I'll ready in action, I guess, if I can, that if he
Yeah.
goes through a doorway to just start charging the door.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
Oh.
Cora catches up by then.
Are you going to continue watching the alleyway, or are you moving away to seem less conspicuous so you can jump on the agent when he comes out?
Oh, I'm like on the door. I'm on like the corner of the building, like, you know, just kind of peeking. If I have like a little reflector, I'm looking through like the reflectors over the edge.
Okay, I will need a stealth roll for this. So what I'll say is, even if he doesn't see you, there are people moving up and down. If you start like kind of standing by an alleyway and just like peeking around, you know, reflective, etc., you're going to look suspicious.
Oh, can I put Echo's back to me then and kind of just stand behind, like I'm talking with Echo, but if he turned, he couldn't see me. He only met me, right?
I'm 4 foot. I'm pretty sure.
No, you all met him, so he would have seen all of you, technically speaking.
Is Korik with us? Did he make it yet?
Yeah, Korik's there. He's been following behind, but it wasn't too long of a walk.
I got long legs.
All right, so I'll tell Jim to see if let me know if they disappear, and I guess we'll stand away from like we're looking around the corridor.
Yeah,
We're just
yeah.
on the edge, looking like we're having a conversation, three of us, and Jim's got eyes on them.
Jim, the place Jim is like looking over. It doesn't really need to make a stealth roll. Not many people are like, I wonder if there's a crazy man standing on the building above us. When of course they should be when Jim's in town.
Of course, they should be.
Word
I would-
hasn't spread yet.
I would like to maneuver myself in such a way so that I can see the meeting, but also can
the best vantage point to see where the tall guy came from, because my understanding is that when this guy leaves, I'm going to be wanting to follow the tall guy.
You're going to be following the tall guy. The rest of them are going to take the... Yeah, makes sense. Okay, I will give you one more scrutiny, Jim.
Come on, Luck, be a lady.
Tonight.
What does that saying even mean? You know?
I've never heard it before, so I don't know.
Song, isn't it? Luck be a lady.
There you go.
Interesting. All right. Jim, the tall figure appears to be floating. You look at its hood, and where there is where the hood comes down across the top of the head, and there's a point. It goes down, and it bumps again on both sides. And as you're looking at that, and you're like, "Huh?" Those two bumps on the sides move out slightly.
We got a demon. That tall figure, they've got 3 heads.
The target is our contact. He's been compromised. As much as I want to purge the demon, let's just make sure we get our contact.
Okay, I've got eyes. Do you want me to take someone out?
Not yet. Let's just follow the tall one, and we'll get our contact. I think our list just got extremely short of our duties down here.
I'm not letting Jim go after a demon on his own.
Jim, you see something very familiar.
Uh-huh.
A portal opening up behind the tall figure. It slides backwards inside it and disappears.
It's not a problem. I'm not going to be able to follow it anyway. It's planar escaped.
Did not see him talking to anybody. We did not see him talking to anybody.
And the man, job done, comes back out the alleyway.
But as he starts coming up, I'm sure Jim Radio says he's heading back up.
Yeah.
Oh, close line him.
I turn right on the corner and I tap Cork to be ready. And hey, I had another question. I forgot to ask you. I know what it was. Why are you talking to demons, asshole?
What?
Why are you talking to demons?
Do you say that out loud in a crowded street?
I don't say it like a shout. I say it.
Yeah. You say it emphatically, but not loud.
Why are you talking to demons?
Sorry, I was just like, it would be very funny if you shouted that in
Hey!
So you have Korik with you and yourself and obviously Selena. He doesn't have a chance. He's not going to be putting up a fight. Would you like to strong harm him either into the alley or somewhere where you could interrogate?
I'm gonna be calm about it and go,
yeah.
I'm asking genuinely and kind of give him like a little nod, like a little wink, like try to convince him to think that I actually care. Like, hey, you know.
Valentin might be calm about Korik stuff. He's gonna strong arm him and push him into the alley. Yeah.
Into the alley. Okay.
Yep.
So you're a little more
hands on.
Hands on, yeah.
hands on. And you're a little more isolated here. You will be able to ask in a slightly louder voice, emphatically, why are you talking to demons? Yeah.
I'll
Better
take,
ask the question, fool.
I'll take Overwatch. They've clearly got this situation under control, so I'm both dividing my attention between the alley entrance and the other end of the alley to make sure no one's going to disturb them.
Yeah.
So he's been muscled in, and at this point, I'm going to come up and say, Cork, let me take lead on this, please.
Okay then. I guess you're still gonna hold him though.
Yeah.
So, and we had his name, right? We had his name.
You had like a code name. It'd be like
Sure.
it'd be Manacles.
Sure. So Manacles. Let's talk about the person you were just talking with.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, come on, listen to me. I don't have time for this. First of all, I'm being very pleasant. My friend here with this is not very pleasant.
Yeah, he's twisting my arm.
I've been to hell, so shut up.
Okay, easy. So, we need some information, such as who are the names on this list, and are they really what our Inquisitors think they are?
Korik, give me an intimidation. Selena, are you doing anything, or would you like to?
I am going to be standing at the end of the alley. I want to be sort of I trust that they've got it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be much good in an interrogation. Let's be honest. I've tried it; didn't work.
Okay.
So I'm going to be keeping an eye on people like milling past the alley, but also keeping an eye on Jim up the top as well.
Okay.
I will use a
So-
faith to reroll it.
Yeah. So roll me an awareness,
Nope.
Selena. And Valentine, roll me a interrogation.
Okay. So I have 2 dots in that. What do I just hit that button? That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, stand by.
Succeed.
I believe that's what I can re-roll is interrogation.
Yeah.
Yeah, face the law, re-roll interrogation.
Yeah. Then you can re-roll that.
There we go.
I succeed.
Nice. So, he doesn't seem too intimidated. He doesn't seem like he's scared of you guys or like he's worried that he's being caught. He does, however, realize that, there's no, like, he realizes that a lie or, deception here isn't really going to work. Selena, you don't see anything suspicious. Are you keeping your eye majorly on the crowd and any possible dangers, or are you keeping your eye majorly on Jim?
I think the crowd. I'm sort of like scanning up.
Yeah. And here's a question. Are you looking for dangers to Jim, or are you considering Jim a possible danger?
No, I'm worried that a portal just opened at the end, and I'm making sure that the portal doesn't open somewhere near Jim and something jumps out / Jim jumps in.
Yeah,
I'm worried that something will jump out.
Yeah.
I have no reason to suspect anything.
I think Jim is also a little nervous about this.
Mm.
So I think he'd like to pop the scope off of his las gun and just sort of put the las gun down so he can still be observing, but he's got a free hand to get to his pistol if he needs to.
Yeah.
I'll also keep that las gun somewhere near the edge so that I could, if in trouble, easily kick it off.
Yeah. Honestly, Selena, I'll give you this. It's quite high up. You don't have a great vantage point on the roof, so you can see Jim's gun. You can't see Jim, and you can't see anything behind him or around there.
Okay.
And the Manacles says, "All right, well, I guess you guys are more intelligent than I was led to believe.
Ooh.
I was told you had to shoot first, never ask questions. I got given a job."
I'm not that kind of killer.
Well, apparently not.
So, you want to just make this easy and just tell us what's going on, who's aware of this list, why you're talking to the people the things you're talking to.
I was just given the list. I was told they were enemies that needed to be taken out.
Given
Agents.
the list by who?
Spies. The person I was meeting.
And why did our Inquisitor... So your reports to the Inquisitor were false then? Well, not false. You didn't lie probably. You just said, here are some targets that need to be taken out.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know where you got the name of these people from.
Well, I don't know the Inquisitor. We captured a young lad a couple of days ago, tortured him, got the information out of him, and then I was sent here to give you the list.
So the Inquisitor's contact isn't actually you.
A lot of this planet has been compromised, not gonna lie.
Yeah. I pull out one of the darts with the toxins on it.
Yeah.
So, how do you contact the gentleman, the thing that just went through the portal?
Oh, I don't.
How did you know to meet him here right now?
I was told where to go, the code word, the phrase to give you guys this list, and then to go to a certain spot to deliver my report.
Do you have a follow-up report with him?
No.
Do I think he's lying at all through any of this?
Scrutiny. Take a +10 as well to the scrutiny roll.
I'm gonna scrutiny him too.
Okay. Just standard scrutiny. You would have still succeeded that, yeah.
You just write 10 inside the box?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've seen him lying the first time you met him, so yeah, this seems a lot more like the truth.
Okay. So this is it. Job's done. You're all set.
Done.
Great. Why don't you tell me who you actually work for then, that this being knew to contact you and that you would work with him?
I work with a couple of people. We have a cell here in the
Great.
city.
Name of the cell, please.
Um,
You want to lose an arm? I'm done playing.
This is Sheepy going,
Oh.
No, I would not like to lose an arm. Valentine's scary. Okay. Let's go with Razorwing.
That's the name of the cell, Razorwing, or the contact?
Razorwing is the name of the cell.
Your contact in Razorwing?
We never really bothered using names, anything like that. We were just put together.
Meeting place of Razorwing?
Gives you a
I
location.
pull out the map.
Yeah, he gives you a location. It's further in to the core of the city, and higher up than you'd imagine it to be. It's in a fairly well-to-do section of the city.
Okay. And if we were to pay a visit, how many people would we expect to be there?
3. 2, not including me.
So you 3 just decided to get together, make a deal with this demon, and take over the world, huh?
No. It was our bosses' bosses. We originally were just a gang.
So who does Razorwing report to?
We report to a boss. You know, he was a gang leader in the Underhive. We got an opportunity to rise up. We took it.
Name of the boss or his contacts or the name of his place of business? Or do you not have that either?
I will have that momentarily as she
okay.
does the name generation.
Apologies.
You're cool. You're exposing the lack of investigation that has been done in this.
Just thinking, gosh, she doesn't normally have to do this much work.
I'm so sorry, everybody. We can fast forward through all this too.
No, it's good. You're exposing a lot of stuff here that's important that needs to be exposed.
Okay.
You're doing the Emperor's work.
I'm so glad Selena is there to hear it.
Marcus.
You think Angeline's been taking notes? You're
Marcus?
incorrect.
His name's Marcus?
Marcus Malone.
Marcus Malone. You got a family? Shackles?
No.
You got kids that are going to worry about you?
No.
So, you get 2 options. My friend here can lop your head off with his glaive, or I can bring you back to our Inquisitor. You can tell him everything you know, go through the interrogations much worse than mine, but possibly, if you're truthful, you'll be forgiven. Since you've cooperated, I give you the option.
I'll take the glaive.
You'll take the glaive? All right, you can do that without firing that up, right, Korik?
Yeah.
Korik, you do have a like a kind of sword type thing as well, which is going to be a lot less chainswordy.
But I got my shockmaul.
Just
Yeah.
And just a quick recap. I believed him when he said Razorwing, the boss of Marcus. There's 2 people at a certain location where Razorwing is at. The list he gave me was from the demons. They killed off the Inquisitor's true contact, and he has no future meetings with the demon whatsoever. And I believed him when he said all that.
Yeah.
So I just radioed everybody else. I think our business is concluded. Does anybody have any other questions you want to ask this filth?
I do have a message.
Sure.
Just for any more of you, I assume you're Inquisition.
We're far worse than that.
Well,
what's your message anyway?
You're not the only ones with pure faith. No,
Oh.
cut my head off.
You got it. We'll see you in 10 years. And I kind of just look at Korik and just
You do it.
I'm not gonna let them.
Yeah, Korik, you don't need a roll for this.
Yeah.
If you'd like to detail it, or I can. The dude's head chops off.
I would say smash it in because it's a small, right? So way more messy.
Oh yeah, sure. You cave his head in. There you go.
Nice.
He's like, there's a moment of like, that looks like a maul, and then it's just like gong.
I take his cloak and hood that he was wearing.
Yeah.
Then I cover his head with it, and then I search for any identification or anything that would, anything that I would carry as an Inquisitor that he said he took from the other Inquisitor, or I'm sorry, as an agent of the Inquisition that he took.
You find a couple of Imperial seals, like a couple of official documents, just detailing the job and an actual list of names.
The list of names on this document do not match the list that he gave me. Okay, got it. All right, I radio the group. Let's
Head out.
rendezvous at X location that we passed on the way here and discuss a plan of action.
Yeah. Congratulations, you just avoided killing a whole load of inquisitorial agents.
And that would not have happened had you not.
Wait. Like, we become so much more competent when Todd is around.
And you see, the thing is like, you've had more dealings with Tzeentch cultists, especially in this episode, in this like instance, because Tzeentch has been here the whole time with agents like manipulating you guys, but you've
Just
never
roll
run
bad
into.
or forget to ask.
They're a lot more intricate and deceptive, and quite often they deceive with the truth, or they'll take one of the agents you're supposed to meet and kill them and impersonate them and not lie to you, so you don't get like these, if you roll scrutiny, then you can maybe see that there's something going on, but very often it's like,
Selena's too trusting that good is good.
yeah, the Slaneshi cultists are a lot less. They're a bit more brazen. They're a lot less organized, and
I know those ones.
they're
They go,
sloppy.
I like it, and then I know that they're a heretic.
Yeah, they're a lot more obvious. They're a lot easier to find, and they're a lot easier to see what they're doing. So it's you came here, Valentine, and messed up my plans.
So if we're all good, then I'm gonna start heading down from this rooftop.
Yeah, I'm gonna say let's
You have
meet
a
up
real
there.
list.
Do we get to where we want to go kind of together and everything?
Oh hey, before we go, are there any targets near here? Maybe I can snipe one, knock one off the list nice and early.
There are not any close enough for you to snipe from the top of that building.
Oh, all right, I'm heading down.
Okay, so so I guess when we get together, I'm gonna simply just say that we have 4 missions here now. First mission is to report back to the Inquisitor that his contact was compromised, passed, and that you guys were sent on a mission to kill a bunch of other Inquisitor agents that you all collectively were able to debunk and avoid said disaster. The second mission is find this small group of Razor Wing that this filth was talking to, eliminate them, and then go pay a visit to Marcus Malone and who that is. If they're dealing with demons, they're obviously somebody high up and somebody that needs to be dealt with. Third mission is to take this original list and eliminate said targets that our Inquisitor wanted us to. And the fourth mission is to take this list of the targets the demon wanted to kill and tell our brothers and allies that they've been compromised in some way. And to plan an evacuation off the planet so our Inquisitor can put different agents down here and not compromised. I am open to suggestions on what missions to take first.
Warhammer, our allies would be priority, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah, wait though. If we do that before we take out our targets, maybe they'll get the same warning.
I have a question, and this may require a little bit of a track back. What did you do with the original list that you were given?
I have it still. That was the one I'm still holding in my hand. So I have a list of the demon targets and the map that he gave me. I have a list of the original targets that he stole, the guy we just killed stole off the body. I have the notes of the places of interest he told me, and I have the credentials of the other Inquisitor who had the one they just killed. That was supposed to be our original contract.
Yeah,
Our original contact.
Yeah. He wasn't an Inquisitor. He was like an agent.
Right. I beg your pardon. I keep saying that. So an Inquisitor's agent.
I've done the same thing. I call people Inquisitors, and I'm like, no, they're just agents. But it's so easy to just call everyone Inquisitors.
It's just unbelievable when you play 40K and you're playing Space Marines, and that Inquisitors are like, they're kind of good, and we're like one level below Inquisitors. It's like it's hard to believe that we're beyond like that because nobody plays them in the universe.
Yeah.
My vote would be to take out the targets first. If we start warning the Inquisition, that warning could warn our targets too.
Potentially, yeah.
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 I mean, if obviously someone in the Inquisitor's office has been compromised, because otherwise they wouldn't have got the information that they needed in order to try and trick us, which they didn't do because we're super awesome. And so going to tell him straight away, I think would then blow our cup, like blow the fact that we know. So I think, we should take out the targets that we're meant to take out, I think. Then
the correct original targets.
Not the ones that we were told when we got here, the ones we just stole.
Correct. Okay.
The bad guys.
Got
not. And then after we've eliminated them, then we can tell our allies they were compromised, tell Evictus that his office is compromised. And then we have a side mission which we can go to and be like, oh, we also found out about these Razorwing people. We're going to try and do something with that as well.
Do you think notifying one before the other might alert the other? So here's what I'm thinking. We were the ones that were supposed to kill our own agents, not because nobody else could, but this is how chaos works. It sows deceit. You're killing your own kind. It gives you doubt. It makes you second guess, regret, live with shame. So they're still very much in danger. In fact, it's safe to assume we've already been compromised. So I'm thinking a multitask that we recruit all of our agents that was on their target to our aid right now, and as a collective unit, we pay Razorwing a visit, and we diversify and go after the original targets, and we all leave this effing planet together safely.
That probably makes more sense, because there's going to be a lot of their targets and a lot of our targets. So if we have the guys on our side, they can all split up and we can take out more at the same time.
Okay. Korik, what do you think?
I like this. Getting our allies to help us. I think that might just be the best plan.
Okay. So I think at this point, Sheepy,
Jim, you've been very quiet.
Me? No, I'm fine. You see sort of Jim holding his wrist.
Are you okay? Did you fall down the roof a bit? It's okay if you did.
Takes his hand very quickly away from his wrist. No, I was just, I'm all good.
Scrutiny. I'm best.
Deceive -10, Jim. Because you're not all good, and we both know it.
Yeah.
Is this a scrutiny or an awareness?
I'm gonna use a fate.
It's deceive, Scrap, not scrutiny.
Oh.
I've passed by 2.
This would be a scrutiny, yeah.
This would be a scrutiny? Okay.
I'm gonna use a fate point to reroll.
You have to do a -10 on your thing as well, Scrat.
Yeah.
I
You
did.
did that.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
crit fail, bud.
That is a crit fail.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm gonna give you my advantage.
Bastard.
Hey,
Doesn't help.
he's working for me.
I still fail.
It's not a crit fail though.
It's not.
So he doesn't seem fine.
What? Okay, so tell me if I'm out of line here. I don't want to metagame because I saw some of it.
Oh yeah, sure.
So with how he's acting, not being able to see him on the roof, right? The rifle was down. His wasn't there. With how I was telling the story and how Selena was looking at me and her response to my story of getting close to Heresy, which was my overall plan, was to just gauge what their views were. Can I safely assume that something with Jim is going on at this point? There's a conflict.
Yeah, I would say you definitely feel conflict within him.
Okay, so I'm going. At that point, I'll simply say, here is a map. Here's the map of the targets we're supposed to take out. Korik and Selena, if you trust me, please scout these out while Jim and I go and gather our allies that are compromised.
You want to split the pie?
We have radio comm link and contacts. It's a very tight city. You and I can get through it very fast, very easily, and I think Korik can carve his way just as fast. I think time is of the essence here.
I'm inclined to agree.
I'm inclined to not listen to you at the moment, Jim.
I look at Selena just like this and I go, trust me, Selena. Let me take Jim and talk with Jim. You go with Korik and scout out everything. And I'm not trying to be deceptive or nothing. I act just like that.
Yeah.
Selena is torn because she doesn't trust anyone and it's all Sheepy's fault.
Have I?
I loved Siege.
Think about the things I've done. Have I ever let you down?
It's true.
Have I ever disappointed you?
I would advise at this moment in time for you to take everything Selena's gone through and also experiences in past with Valentine.
Yeah.
Little drop of water's dripping in the background.
Yeah. I know. I think I know what Selena would want to do. Is that she would want to say that she trusts him, and then she would like to sneak and follow him.
Interesting. Is that what you'd like to do? Because you'd also have to explain that to Korik.
Yeah, that's the only issue I'm having in my plan.
And also, you have seen how effective Valentine is.
Yeah, he's pretty good at sneaking.
He's a super spy, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll take the list of the targets that we were meant to get, not the one that we did get.
And map out a plan of action and basically just some recon on the buildings.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do that.
Also, it is worth, like checking out your targets and making sure that there's nothing fishy about them, and just like So okay.
So note that Selena did want to follow him.
Yeah.
Having an issue with trusting anyone.
It's understandable, and it's all Sheepy's fault. I know. I heard.
It's in the record.
But yeah, I will go and do that.
It's Dark Heresy. That is kind of what happens. You stop trusting anyone. You're so paranoid. Everyone betrays everyone. It's like there's heresy everywhere. It's terrible. I will have a few roles for both of you soon for the thing, but I think we should stick with Valentine and Jim. I have a feeling.
Yeah, definitely do.
I have a question about a thing first.
Oh, sure.
I have increased my characteristics by experience.
Yeah.
Do I need to increase the numbers by myself? Because I have used the list below, but I'm not sure if it's applied.
Yeah, I think you need to do it yourself,
Yeah.
I believe. Let me just have a little roll here and see how that goes. Yeah. So you have to do it yourself.
Yep.
The increases at the bottom there, where it's like intermediate plus 10, it literally is just so you can keep track of what you've done. Valentine, Jim, are you staying where you are after they leave, or would you like to?
We're gonna start moving towards so since we have the location of all of our agents now, we're just gonna start heading towards them. But as we go, Jim and I are gonna have a little dialogue if Scratticus doesn't mind.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
I think.
Carry
Can
on.
I roll a scrutiny, because I'd like to scrutinize whether
You'd like
whether
a general
Valentine
feeling?
knows that what I think he might be getting onto, whether I've spotted the
Yeah.
fact that he's seeing through my little
Sure.
thing.
Roll me a scrutiny.
awful. Great.
I mean, wasn't a crit fail.
No, true, but still.
Yeah, just so you know, if it had been your crit fail for deceive, it would have been like all of your secrets being spilled out everywhere. So
Yeah, I figured.
that's why I used my advantage there.
So not being aware that Valentine is aware, Jim will let Valentine lead the convo.
He doesn't know that you know he knows you know he knows. So we all know exactly what's going on here. Carry on. I just need to get a drink.
Sure.
So as we're walking, I guess at any point where I can find a secluded place, I'm just gonna kind of not manhandle you, but kind of just corner you and begin some dialogue. So I'm assuming that we'll find some sort of place.
Yeah, like a
Quiet.
alleyway, mouth, or a doorway or something.
Sheepy, it's safe to assume that I'm always looking to see if anybody's keeping an eye on us, and any place of seclusion where I can get Jim Best, it's going to be one of those, hey, let's talk.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And that's going to be varied and as quiet as you would like, because it's a big city. You've got a fair way to walk. There's always going to be places.
Okay. So I'm gonna. I actually don't have this on right now. So I'm just gonna come right out with it, and I'm just gonna, as soon as we get to a quiet kind of place, and I'm gonna turn on the whole nothing escapes the law mentality, I guess, with the intimidation factor, but not trying to overbear in any way. Just let them know that I mean business.
Like an aura of professionalism and yeah.
Jim,
What is it, Valentine?
what is my story that I said back up on the ship. You're at that line, Jim. And I don't care what you've done or whatever the rumors are. Don't deny anything. Don't insult us. Just understand that you're at that line. And I came back and I answered the call of the Inquisitor to come here because I knew it was you and Echo. And I know Echo cares about you very much. And I know that you're heading on a path where a decision is going to have to be made soon. And I'm going to tell you something right now. When I embraced you as a hug, it was sincere. I don't want to have to come back to a planet and you be on a piece of paper as a target, because I will do my duty in the name of the Emperor. I'm telling you right now, you're at a crossroads, and I'm going to show you something that I got off that dead body. And I pull it out, Sheepy. Do you know what this is?
Would
God,
I...
that's beautiful.
It looks exactly like my purity seal
Yeah.
that you've seen Valentine wear, but it has the Chaos 8-sided star on it.
That's so cool.
Jim, this is the path of corruption. It's deceitful. It will destroy you. But you're at the line. I don't think you're too far gone. And I meant it when I said, understand your enemy the best you can. That's the only way to fight it. I'm going to do you something. I want you to take this and don't show anybody you have it. And I want you to take this, that's mine, and don't show anybody you have it. And whatever happens today and our mission's successful, I'll have to continue on without you. Selena's counting on you, and now I'm counting on you. And the next time I see you, you better be wearing this one. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah, you make yourself very clear, Valentine. I've just got one question.
Ask away.
How do you know when you're too far gone? When you step that line without even knowing you stepped it?
You don't. You're just lucky. Remember the story of Horus and what he saw, the War Master, and how he was so raged and that's what turned him? Well, he had Lorgar in his ear. Lorgar, the orchestrator of the entire heresy, of why we're at war right now, why chaos is here. You have me in your ear. And I'm pulling you back. Because you're not too far gone. And people are counting on you. And now I'm counting on you.
Look. They're in my head, Valentine.
I'm gonna show Valentine the mark on my wrist.
What do I see?
I'm gonna close my ears.
Sheepy, could you describe again?
I need to take a vape, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Put it in the chat as well, so everyone can see it. I like this one. It's very descriptive.
Which one did you, I'm sorry, where is it?
There you go.
Okay.
And yeah.
Where
There you
is
go.
that? Where is that? Where is it? Oh, over there.
It's in the Zoom chat and it's in the stream chat as well for everyone. What you see is a kind of half moon type looking thing that ends up going into like a little flame at the end. It's not exactly that color. It's a bit more blue and purple. It has an eye and a circle in the middle there. Given Valentine's knowledge,
Really, yeah, so really quick,
hmm,
all four of those symbols are in the Book of Lorgar. So
Yeah.
when I recognize that as what he referred to as the Eye of Zeech,
yeah.
that's exactly what it is? Okay. Where did you get that and why?
Cornered by a demon, captured. This mark is what came out of it. I don't honestly know what it means, but sometimes writing comes up on it telling me to do things. They're trying to make me their agent.
You're at the line, Jim. Here would be my suggestion. You're not too far gone. If you were forgiven for whatever that debauchery was with the Grey Knights, this will be harsh. They have ways to remove this. I leave it up to you. But what I would like to do now, and perhaps I'm just being selfish because I don't have a lot of people I consider friends. I want to get you off this planet immediately, knowing that the corruption is close by. I want to go back to the Inquisitor, and I want to vouch for you with my life that you're not too far gone. Now, if you think you can handle it and keep moving forward, we can do that. Like I said, if I don't believe you're too far gone, it's the reason why we're talking and not fighting. But you have two options and two roads in front of you. You're right there. And I'm giving you this, and don't show anybody this. And I'm giving you this. And I'm letting you make the decision. I put them both in your hand.
Mm.
and I'm letting you make the decision on which way you're gonna go. And I may just be a person who's been in your life 2 times now, but I know Selena's counting on you, and I know the Emperor's counting on you.
Look, when this... I'm going to just hold up my hand. I'm going to say I put the Chaos one in the same hand as the Eye of Zinch, so I can hold up the whole thing. So you're not really sure. When all this happened, I wasn't exactly making decisions, okay? Bad decisions were made on bad information and honestly out of fear. I hate heresy.
The only being to ever truly not be corrupted by chaos, the only living person who understood it for what it was, embraced it willfully for what it was, and was rewarded for what it was Lorgar of the Word Bearers. He's the only one. And you know what? I feel bad for Lorgar. I feel bad that he had to look for some sort of higher purpose when the Emperor told him gods don't exist, and his sheer will decided he was going to go and try to find them. Everybody else that you and I know, all the people here that say they embrace death and like a reward waits for them, it does not. Your tools and instruments, and that is all. Nobody batted an eye that we just crushed that guy's skull in an alley. No demon of Zinch cares. And they wouldn't care if it happened to you. And like I said, you have me in your ear now. But it's your decision to make.
Roll me an awareness. Both of
Me?
you. Both of you.
I will spend a fate point to auto pass that.
Okay. Jim?
I'm coming.
Do it fast.
Wait,
You both. That's a crit success. You both feel a presence. I'm assuming you're in an alleyway or something here?
Yeah, we kind of like went down a hall and just kind of like pushed him, and I kind of got a little forceful, and then I let off and talked to him.
Should we say like maybe you kicked into an abandoned house and like you're in a room in the house?
If that was the only option, yes, I would have preferred to stay where I'm not cornered in a room.
I mean, the other option would be like
Jim attacked me.
Yeah, the other option would be like an alleyway where it would be like blocked off at the end, and
No, then.
there's nowhere really else that's properly So let's say you both feel a presence. Valentine, your mind is assailed softly and insidiously by rogue stray thoughts, by questioning, and it's something you haven't felt directly before.
Is this on the planet I was just at for a while, and what I experienced was this experience in any reports? Do I recognize it as something?
It's an echo of what you felt when you found the book and the questions you asked yourself, but you've been through the fire.
Okay.
Your mind is yours, so it assails you. It doesn't freeze you or anything. It kind of slows you a little bit, maybe. Mm-hmm. As it's fairly distracting, but it's not something that directly kind of affects you.
Okay.
Jim, you're fine. You both turn around to see a figure a few feet higher than you'd expect, floating on a disc.
Is it Herald size or Lord of James size?
It is Herald size, and the figure lifts off the hood to reveal 3 snaking bird-like heads and necks. Very well said. And two of the heads are kind of like peering around the side of the doorways, and the other one is like snaking up and down, like looking at you. It's a little bit hypnotic.
My head is imagining ostriches because that makes it less scary for me.
Fair enough.
I thought this was a better way, since you like to work the way you do, Now Jim knows us both for what we are, our intentions. Why not let him decide? How true is your conviction of corruption? How much faith do you have in Zeech that a mere mortal like myself could not bring somebody back? Doesn't have to come to death or blows here. I'm ready to die if I have to. I said what I had to. This was my final purpose after what I've been through. But I'm testing your faith in your Zeech now.
Jim has already been claimed. He bears our mark.
Counterpoint, if I may. He was once bearing our mark. You now took him to your side. Sure, you claim he's claimed. Now I'm trying to take him back. No different than what you've done. Again, let him decide. Let's not come to blows. And as a quick action, I just get the sniper rifle ready down low. Let's let the faith in the Emperor or the faith in Zeech decide for Jim.
A presence snakes towards your mind, inquisitive. The necks and the head of this creature go from like a vibrant blue to like a very mellow orange. Do you want to resist this presence?
I'm going to resist, and I'm just going to ask him, what are you searching for?
I want to see your convictions. I want to see your mind.
Tell me in a not so roundabout way that I know it's the full truth, since I know you can't lie.
I want to see how strong you are.
That could be throwing me 30 feet in the air, and when I land on the ground, try
I
again.
want to see how strong your convictions are, how strong your mind is.
Why don't you tell me no harm right now will come to me or Jim?
No harm, I swear. This presence
Pay attention.
kind of snakes into your mind, snakes through synapses. You feel it rifling slightly. A few images come up when you found the book, when you were lost alone and desperate in the wilderness behind enemy lines. The time that you took out an enemy soldier just for food because you were starving. Snakes back out. Interesting. You are very convicted in your non-conviction. You straddle the line perfectly. We cannot have this.
Let him decide. Find another to corrupt.
We will let Jim decide if you're willing to sacrifice yourself for him. We'll leave him alone to make his own decisions. You have our word.
The alternative?
I kill you both.
Do I believe that this being could actually just zap me with a bolt and kill me instantly?
You can roll a scrutiny if you'd like, but this is a Herald of Tzeentch. They are very, very strong.
He zapped a puppy and made it into 3 puppies.
4, actually.
4 puppies, that's correct.
Like, you would have found mention of like the horrors of Tzeentch and the Heralds.
Right.
Probably know that they can summon more demons and multiply them, and they have power with like heavy psychic powers or psycho powers.
How about this? Jim walks out of this alley, and you let him decide on his own. And you go ahead and summon whatever you're going to summon and give me a fighting chance.
A fighting chance. Deal.
Jim.
And you see both of the heads like snake forward, on the 2 heads on the side like snake forward, and then shift to the side and just disappear into the air. Like the heads disappear and they're like there for a moment, and then they pull back and they're back in reality.
Jim. Time to go, Jim. Go make your decision.
Give me the list.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Give it the list.
Give me the list.
Give him the list.
Take the list. I take the mark of purity. I take the mark of chaos, and I run.
Yeah.
Let's end it there.
Oh no, I have a little bit more for you.
Oh, me?
Just a scooch more for you, yeah.
Okay. Decision Light comes and saves me?
Valentine,
Yes.
you're a brave man. You may survive this. And it twists its arm towards you, like kind of clawed thing. A rift opens up behind you, and a massive arm comes out and drags you in. And as the rift closes, Core Hyokai says, "You may yet survive, Zephyr."
Can I throw my book to Jim on the way in?
Yeah.
Jim! I throw my book to Jim.
Go long.
And Valentine is now on a demon world, running from a Lord of Change.
Damn.
I don't know. Valentine is a survivor. He may be able to survive this.
Now I'm really excited to see how all this turns out with you guys.
And let's end things there. Oh.
Spoiler alert. We look at some buildings. There's no Birdman there.
Well, yeah, that does bring us right up to time. Damn, what an episode. I feel as confused as Jim does. Let's go round. Let's say who we all are, where we can find each other online, and all the wonderful things that we get up to. Let us know your favorite part of the episode. And yeah, let's go the other way around this time. Let's start with Todd at Crusade Warlord.
Hello, thanks again for having me. You can find me at Crusade Warlords on Twitter. I usually just use that to find role-playing groups. I literally joined Twitter just to find Scratticus and find groups to role-play with. I'm very excited to be joining Scratticus in a permanent as a permanent spot in a next season campaign. And the side note, I also do make armor, and you can find me at warlordscrusade.com opposed to Crusade Warlords. So that's it. My favorite part has to be
When Sheepy messaged you and was like, "Hey, you okay with dying?"
Counterpoint. My favorite part has to just be the reminiscence, and Korik just kind of filled the role of the other guy who played the Inquisitor, but
Yeah.
Selena and I just moseying through the crowd, following somebody completely off the plan 5 minutes into it, Jim up on top of a building, and the muscle following him behind us to go and get one person to decipher what the heck's going on.
Yeah.
So that was my favorite. And I think the other part was handing Jim this.
Yes.
This.
Oh yeah.
So cool. So cool. Next around, let's go to Edwin Silveroak.
Hello. I am the same as Crusade. I'm only on Twitter to Scratticus. I do not build armors, but I do post my office now and then on Discord.
Always such beautiful pictures, yeah.
Yes. Otherwise, I don't exist on internet.
How about your favorite parts of
My
the show?
favorite part, I think it was my Valentine trying to convert back Jim, if you should call it that.
It's a heckin' thing to process.
Yeah.
Fantastic job, yeah. Thank you so much, Ed. Thank you. Next, we have Angeli.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that whole way through that last bit, I've literally just been putting messages in our chat saying I'm so nervous, and
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what was going to happen there. My favourite bit was when we found out all the things because we did some actual like detective work and actually didn't kill all the people we were meant to not kill.
You avoided a sheepy trap. Well done.
Yeah, so yay! My unfavouriteest part was finding out that Mr. Muscles is in fact a lying douchebag.
I mean, is he though?
Is he?
Who knows? I'm so confused. I'm as confused as Selena is. I don't know what's going on.
It is a point of pride that both of my permanent characters are so confused as players and characters.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm thoroughly wrapped up. It's
I don't know what's going on, and I love it. You can find me on Twitter at GeekGirlBookworm. You can also find me on Patreon and on Etsy. I paint miniatures. I take commissions. I write tutorials on how to paint miniatures and try and create a safe, happy space for miniature painters to grow and create beautiful things together, because miniatures are awesome. So I will spam some links there if you want to come check me out. Please do. I ship all over the world at discounted rates, and I'm pretty quick at getting stuff out to you as well. And if you want to donate $1 whole to me on Patreon, I'll be very happy and excited. Okay, I'm going to spam now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Angeline. Before we go to Sheepy, I've got a couple of favorite bits. How can I not have a favorite part in that last bit where Valentine's trying to convert Jim? So much like tension and stuff going on there. But also, I won't tell you what I DM'd Sheepy, but getting the response, yes, 300%, don't do it, seriously, on separate lines was quite fun.
Now we all want to know. Now Inquisitor
I mean, I think it's something that could be. Wait, let me.
On mute.
Oh,
You can tell everyone on mute.
Yeah, no, it's literally just if I reveal the heresy, will they kill me? I was like, yes. There with Inquisitor Vindictus and 3 Inquisitor agents. They're just gonna be like, oh no, death. My advice was very emphatic.
Yeah, so those are my favorite parts. Sheepy, how about you?
Hello, everyone. I am Sheepy, the plate spinner, the 40k GM, the man who just twists up a story until everyone is confused and it requires a nemesis to come along to untwist it. Valentine, Valentine's my nemesis now.
That's
I
why
never
people
play
play.
characters like this. I never play characters like this.
Yeah.
I'm always like the fun guy or like the crazy one.
Can you send us all of your notes so that we have notes?
Oh yeah, well I would actually have the book, right?
Yeah,
so
the
that's
book.
totally valid.
Yeah, you'd have some more information on chaos, to be honest.
Can we have it? Can I read an epilogue in the book that he would have gotten? Can I read it really quick for
Oh
everybody?
yeah, sure, absolutely.
Epilogue in the book. The last chapter you see Jim will say, I believe Jim to be on the line of chaos. I believe Jim is redeemable, and I believe I am the one that can redeem him and take the first steps to coming back to this side. I may die for this, I may live for this, but ultimately in the end, hopefully Jim takes the lesson and my death is not in vain. And may him wear my purity seal proud. Whoever approaches Jim and sees this, please know that I gave my life because I believed in any transgressions Jim had should be pardoned.
You've made it so much harder on Scrat. And
Yup.
I know I did. Now, clarification, if you decide to keep going on whatever path you want to go on, I, Todd, will not be upset. It does not matter to me. I just like the role playing. So.
I have been greatly enjoying the twisting and the turning of tales and stories and giving them, like, the number of times I've given you guys characters and you've been like, they're not lying. You've met quite a few Tzeentch cultists and got information from them. They're not Slaneshi cultists, they're working for Tzeentch, so they tell you the truth, but in a way that it leads you down the wrong path.
Welcome, Raiders from We Are Nerdsmith. We're just wrapping up as well, but stick around because I'm going to be taking us to another awesome D&D channel just shortly.
So yeah, at the number of times it's been like, I can't make you guys roll scrutiny, or like, yeah, I kind of have to choose to roll scrutiny, but I can't like have you see if they're lying because they're not lying.
Here's your lesson plan.
My favorite moments is getting to bring Core back, because Core has been hanging around for a while and watching, and did get a little bit upset that Jim wasn't following orders. You ignored the order to go up a few floors and kill that person. Person still died, but you didn't do it. And as I was unsure as to how Valentine was going to swing, like, because he was on the line and he could have gone either way. And he came out with convictions, and he came out with hope and like a solid belief. And I was like, I have to throw him to the Lord of Change because that's awesome. I want to see how he does. Yeah. So yeah, your Valentine. That's probably my favorite part. Is just being able to message you and be like, "Hey, do you mind dying?" And you're like, "Ah, yeah, it sounds fun." So I wanted to give.
I was like, "Are you okay with a cool death?" So I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely."
Yeah, and then
I could talk my way into a cliffhanger, though, you know.
Like if you hadn't opened your mind, it would have just been Core, like, you know, fighting you and killing you eventually, probably, because Core's pretty powerful. But Core was like, this dude's quite strong. I think Zephic would enjoy a challenge. So you got thrown to a demon world where you're gonna have to run and fight and survive, and it's
great.
Gonna be the worst thing you've encountered so far. So yeah. Oof. You're muted, bud.
Well, that is it today, everyone, for the end of the session. Thank you very much, everyone. Fantastic roleplay. I'll ask everyone to check out the links which are currently being spammed in the chat by my bot, including all of our social links, all of the places you can find us and support us online. Sponsor information, big thank you to Bird and the Storm Publishing and Mage Hand Press, who make this all possible. And also, you can check out all of our websites for all of your tabletop needs for 10 to 15% discount. Thank you very much, everyone in chat as well, for all the support. And we are going to go on a raid with the raid cry, "I don't trust anyone and it's Sheepy's fault." Thank you, Anjali. And we're going to go and raid a channel called D20 Error. I think they stream once fortnightly or something like that. They're very young, the next generation of role players. Their roleplay is amazing. We've had Kate, the DM, on our show once, and I'm looking forward to getting her back again. There's a lot of talent there, and I really hope you guys enjoy it over there. And we'll be back in 2 hours now for Just Because You Can, our teen superhero, teen drama, angsty masks system game, which I run, so I better go and plan something, I guess. And we also will be back at the same time next week for more Warhammer 40k Dark Heresy 2nd Edition Hidden Scars. Until then, everyone, keep on evoking emotions, and we'll see you later. Bye!